welcome to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at Scale Cantina, and we are live. I am your bartender for the Cantina on this live episode. I am the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, aka Pete, and I've got some special guests inside the Cantina this evening. I've got Nate from Geeking Out. He's in the house. I've got Mike from the Action Figure Cave. He's inside the Cantina. We're going to be going over a lot of the Star Wars hot toys in the biggest mover section on sixscalecantina.com. We're going to discuss some of the figures on the market value chart. We're going to head on over to Sideshow, look at those Star Wars hot toys on pre-order, which ones are going to go on waitlist first, so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and get it started right now.
Woo! That was nice.
Nice.
That was nice.
Love the intro. Love it.
Well, thanks, guys. And thank you both so much for joining. And welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show live right here at Scale Cantina. So, again, I am your bartender for this night. I am the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, a.k.a. Pete. And I do have Nate from Geeking Out in the house, and also
hello again.
Yeah, it's waving hi there, and Mike from the Action Figure Cave. So,
what's up, boys?
And good to have you all here with us. So, Nate, I'll start off with you. How are you doing? And tell us a little bit about your channel before we get going.
Hello there, everybody. Aries, I appreciate you actually invited me to do the stream with you. But actually, one of your first streams for the channel. I do appreciate that because I think I mentioned it before. Like, no one invites me for streams, so I was like, "Oh my god, I got an invite! This is gonna be awesome." But yeah, my channel, I'm usually just talking about hot toys and geek culture, and I just getting into doing hot toys. So I used to do Funko Pops and movie reviews and stuff like that, but now I'm just doing hot toys now. So I'm just hyping. I'm just the hype game here for hot toys, man. That's how my channel is.
Well, you have that new weekly live stream that I really like it. So I think it's going to be great for people to check out. You guys got some real good insight on there. I love all your reviews, all your other videos as well. So great to have you on board over here.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So Mike, how are you doing? And tell us about your channel.
Well, first, thank you for having me on your show. Appreciate it. I see someone call me Woody Harrelson, so I get that a lot.
Wow, you look like Woody.
I do get that a lot, so that's funny. But anyway, so definitely, yeah. Our channel, we cover a lot of Star Wars action figures. I started the channel a couple of years ago with my two sons. So they got a little older. They're still on the channel, but they kind of left the old man hanging a little bit. So I've been kind of picking up the slack a little bit. But we're definitely, over the last few months, I've been concentrating on hot toys. So that's where we're at right now. We still cover Black Series, still cover Vintage Collection, and we do our toy hunts. So everybody on our channel loves the toy hunts. I try to do as much as I can, but sometimes there's nothing to find. So, but anyway, yeah. So I'm here now, and definitely our channel in the future is definitely gonna hit the hot toys and 6 scale. And that's where we're going to be going from now on. So great to be on the show, guys, and happy to be here.
Well, again, I've been watching the Action Figure Cave for quite some time, and so I certainly recommend for everybody watching, go ahead and please check out the Action Figure Cave, check out Mike's channel. I've got the link within the video description below. Same thing with Geeking Out and Nate here. Yeah, exactly. A thumbs up. And yeah. And also with a thumbs up, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you're new here. And forgive me, everybody here with these comments. I'm going to do the best I can. So if I miss putting you up on the screen, don't get mad at me. I'm certainly gonna try and get a lot of these up. So yeah,
thanks,
for sure.
Man. Thank you.
So let's go ahead and get started. First Market Value Chart Show live. I think we got a good group over here. So as usual, we are going to go ahead and start off at the biggest mover section at 6scalecantina.com. Let's see if I can pull this up right. And voila, looks like it is working there.
Look at that.
Yes. So let's go ahead and go to the biggest mover section. We do have some news of some things that are happening over here. So I'll pull up the first few columns. So a lot of you that have watched my last couple of episodes, I talked about the heavy infantry Mandalorian. And according to the data that I'm showing,
heavy.
Yeah,
That's
it's heavy. And it's selling over $400. Now, here's the thing with this right now. It's still trending at around $380 and rising. I do think it's only a matter of a week or two before it hits the $400 tier range. Well, let me stop there for a second. We'll go to Nate first. This is heavy, Nate. This is at $380 and rising. What do you think about this?
Oh, dude. Oh man, this is gonna be another Mandalorian. This is gonna be another OG Mandalorian. It's gonna just keep rising. It's just gonna keep rising. It's gonna be. I'm feeling like remember the Sideshow exclusive Boba Fett, or the animated Boba Fett.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Heavy Mando can reach that level of resale, especially since if season 3 comes out, Mandalorian, and we pop the heavy again with Jon Favreau, man. if Hato does not pop another one of these heavies, this guy's going to be a grail for sure.
Yeah, and Adrian, I saw. Thank you for your comment there about Han and Chewie, and we're definitely going to answer that question in a little bit. I know that Nate and Mike and I were talking about that before the show, so we will hopefully get to that question there. But yeah, Nate and Mike, I think with this heavy infantry Mandalorian, they didn't make a whole lot of batches of this figure at all. It was when you sorted it out best-selling wise on Sideshow, this was low for how long, right? I mean, it wasn't high at all.
It was low. Yeah, man. I was surprised that it was definitely that low because like the hype for it. The reason why I picked him up was because of that moment in episode 3 of Mandalorian. That was the moment where he just comes in and saves the day. Like that was I expected a lot more people to get for it,
So here's the thing, and Mike, here's another thing that I think on this, and I mentioned this in the last episode. I think there's a strong possibility that this character shows up again in season 3, and here's why. Because of that dynamic now that Din Djarin is going to have with Bo-Katan and helping her out and that whole thing there, I think you have to kind of think it's possible that whole faction with the armor and with this heavy infantry Mandalorian is coming back. Can you imagine if this character does make an appearance in season 3? I don't think they're going to reissue this figure at all, but I think that this character is going to come back. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, if he comes back, this figure is going to be the next Shore Trooper. It's going to go up to like $700, right? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility. So I still can't believe it's on the wait list went full already. I just, like I said, though, it has to be because of the limited run. But I mean, I got the figure the day it went on wait list. I actually it got delivered to my house, which was shocking to see it on the wait list already. And
Boston Collector saying here, I wish I bought a second heavy Mando as an investment the day I went to do it. Waitlist. I hear you.
I agree. Yeah.
That's the only thing though. Like the Heavy Mando didn't go like the Mud Trooper, where it was out of nowhere, sold out right before the add to cart. It was still in pre-order phase, and it sold out before even hitting add to cart. With Heavy Mando, he was already sold out overseas, so it was a matter of time.
Yeah,
the Heavy was going to sell out here in the States. So.
Yeah, and the other thing I think it has going for it, guys, is it's a Mandalorian, and you seeing how hot the show is, and now they already have a spin-off with, the book of Boba Fett, and they're going to have this and they're going to have that. So I mean, yeah, I think that this is just, and I don't see them really. With all the figures that they've got to release. And there's going to be, they have to plan, there has to be production considerations, capacity, scheduling, and not just Star Wars, Marvel. And they're going to come out with a lot of Marvel content and a lot of different stuff coming up over here. And there's going to be figures like I believe, like Mace Windu, Darth Vader, some other ones that are going to be a priority. I don't see this heavy infantry Mandalorian maybe ever getting reissued, or at least for 6 years. Okay, I don't see it.
Let me see. Someone's telling me to let me see. Bindui? I can't read that. Yeah, Nate, could you raise the volume? Can you hear me now? Hello? Let me just raise my audio just a tad bit. Okay, that should be better. All right.
There you go. That does sound good. Cool guy. Joe 99 says Heavy Mando is going to come back for season 3. Bo-Katan was second in command in Heavy to Heavy Mando's father.
That's my boy Dom Prime right there.
Hey Dom, what's going on? Yeah, no, that's a good point. So he is going to come back, and then I'm going to ask you this. So before we move on to the next figure, Nate, is it possible that this heavy infantry Mandalorian could be a $600 tier range figure like the Shore Trooper? Yes or no?
Most definitely yes. Most definitely yes, because the thing is, the people that did not want him now want him because of the praising of this figure, because it's now sold out. So people are like in the hype train now. It will probably hit close to that or hit that price, because until we get a new Heavy Mando or with a John Farrow head sculpt, this is going to be the only one.
Mike,
I agree. That's a big yes. Definitely. The Mandalorian is not going anywhere anytime soon. We're having season 3. We're going to have the character again on the show, most likely. It's a great figure. It's huge, heavy. I think it's going to go past 600.
I agree. And I agree too. I think it is possible, and I think it will happen. All right, guys, let's go to the next figure on here I want to go over. So Commander Cody, and now when I first was able to acquire enough data for this, this was trending. It did enter the $300 tier range within about 3-4 days after it went on waitlist. It is waitlist full, and it was trending at $320. And I can tell you both right now, and everybody watching, that Commander Cody right now is trending at $350 and rising. So there's a few thoughts I have on this in particular figure. But 350, how far can it go? Mike, I'll go to you first. Is it possible that this Cody is going to enter the $400 tier range and stay there?
Yes. Rex is coming up, right? I mean, he's coming out very soon. So whoever gets Rex is going to want Cody. If you don't have it already, then it's going to drive the price up. So I say that's a big yes.
Nate?
Here's the thing about Cody. Cody, he's a strange one. The reason why I'm saying strange is because as far as Cody's concerned, a lot of people enjoy Cody just because of the show. But then there's people that don't watch the show. But then there's people that enjoy Cody because, you know, his presence represents Sith. But then again, people don't like Cody because he took down the high ground. the only one that took down the high ground, that's Kenobi. Okay, he took him down, you know, and brought him down to the damn lake. So that's the thing, though, because he's a traitor. That's another thing. But then here's the thing, though. Once that General Kenobi pops up for Clone Wars, and that hype for Kenobi starts wrapping up again, because everyone's like, I don't have a Kenobi, but I can get the General Kenobi. And who you want to be with General Kenobi? Cody, because there's General Kenobi and there's Cody. There's Anakin Skywalker, there's Rex. So there's the pair right there. I think Cody's going to factor in what accessory figures can you put with it, which will drive the price up. Now,
do you think Rex, when he actually, do you see, Nate, that when Rex, the final production photos come out, do you see this Cody moving more?
The more Codys, they're all Codys, but the more clones we get, or like I said, more accessory figures. But I mean accessory figures. Everybody has their own. You know, everyone is their own figure. But you got those accessory figures that work well as pairs, work well as groups. Like for example, Yoda and Count Dooku. You got to have them together. You got to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to go up. It is. The more figures that in line for this, like I forgot the name of the 300. It's the 212th Battalion. The Air Troopers.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Troopers.
I forgot Is it the Air Troopers? I forgot the.
I think it's the Airborne Troopers. Yeah, they preview them.
You go. The Airborne Troopers.
Airborne Troopers. Yeah,
those are Cody's boys. Those are Cody's boys. Once you pop those in, and we don't get a Cody, another Cody, he's just gonna go up because of those of his boys. You know, it's always about those accessory figures, man.
Yeah, and I agree. You know, with Daniel's comment here. You know,
what's up, Daniel?
I think if you're going to collect prequel and Clone Wars figures, at the end of the day, I think even if you were kind of on the fence on Cody, I think you're going to get off the fence on him, and there's going to just be a lot of collectors who are just like, you know what, I want this figure. So, yeah, I think it's going to stay. I think it's at 350 right now. I see it. I could see it going into the high $300 tier range. It wouldn't shock me if this enters the $400 tier range. But again, like you're all saying, I think once Rex gets released, and I also think when Rex this was on waitlist for a minute, wasn't it, guys? I mean, not waitlist, in stock. This Cody.
Cody was doing pretty well as far as, like, you know, maintaining its presence. Like, I feel that there was enough pre-orders to keep the batches coming. But then again, it's a niche for Cody, because it depends on how you displaying your figures. Because like I said, accessory figures. Oh, let me get Rex. But you know what? What goes good with Rex? Get Cody. You know, if this new Airborne Troopers start popping up, what goes good with them? Cody, General Kenobi. You know, it just adds up. It just keeps adding up.
Exotic Carfax. What are the Sideshow clone troopers selling for now? I mean,
they're still holding their value. I mean,
yeah.
I've seen some of the commanders go for between $300 and $400 on the Sideshow commanders.
Speaking of Sideshow commanders, comics, he said, can't forget about Waxer and Boyle. Oh man, that's gonna tear me up. Don't bring up Waxer or Boyle, man. Don't bring up Waxer or Boyle, man. I still haven't forgiven Filoni for what he did to them. I can't. It breaks my heart every time. But Yes. I love that set they came out years ago for Sideshow. That was a good set.
Well, and I mean, and I haven't checked recently, but how much was the Rex and the Cody, the Sideshow ones were going real astronomically high, and I don't. I actually haven't checked if it's changed now with the Hot Toys being.
It was hitting the 500 range when the Clone Wars season 8 start. Is it season 8 or season 7? The finale of Clone Wars.
Of Clone Wars, yeah, they were up by 500.
Yeah, they were going 500. Yep. Like before that, they were still hitting the 350, 200, 250, 350 range, some of them 400. But then you started seeing the 500s to 700s, sometimes, depending on who they had selling and how well they were maintained. Man, it just got crazy. Phase 2, there you go. The ARC Troopers, Fives and Echo. Oh, man. I sold those selling for a little cheaper than 800, but oh my God, because of the hype of the show.
Yeah. And Don, I hear you on IG-11, and we're going to get into, once we get to Sideshow, we're definitely going to talk about that. And I absolutely agree. All right, so let's move down this list a little bit. No, we're going to talk about Tarkin Invader in just a minute when we get to the market value chart. So R2, this is interesting. So R2-D2, the A New Hope version is soaring. And so it has entered over the last couple of weeks. R2 has entered the $400 tier range. Now I'm going to try and pull this up, and it looks like it's going to work for me. So you have to wonder here. That's hitting the $400 tier range, the A New Hope R2. Is an R2 from The Mandalorian Season 2? Are we going to see that this year? Is it possible, Nate, that we will see this R2 released this year by Hot Toys? Yay or nay?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because I see more of the Mandalorian Luke Skywalker come into play more than than Mandalorian R2-D2, because the price, I guess the resale market is not there yet for R2, because he was just trending for like $350 for a while, and then the Mandalorian show came into play, brought him back in, and then he started rising in price again because everybody's like, I want the R2-D2. I would be the only way I see R2-D2 come into play is if they introduce the Luke Skywalker Mandalorian 2-pack. The 2-pack with R2-D2. That's the only way. That's the only way I see it. But other than that, I think it will be up in the air for Hot Toys if they decide to do it.
Mike, a 2-pack, Luke Skywalker from the season finale of Mandalorian 2 with R2-D2. Is it possible that gets announced very shortly here by Hot Toys? What say?
I think we'll see a single Luke first.
I
really think that. I mean, speaking of R2, I'm still on the wait list for that. I put my name on the wait list last year. Last year. And it hasn't been canceled yet. Has not been canceled yet. So if I go on my Sideshow account, I'm still on the wait list for the R2 Deluxe, but I don't think I'm going to get it. So I don't know why they haven't canceled it. I'm not sure, but so I'm hoping that I will get.
Yeah, I got lucky. I got lucky with my boy because it's a beauty. R2-D2, like he hit on the 5-minute blue screen alert, and that's when I got him. I was like, I can't dodge this one. I gotta get R2. I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, I waited too long, and then I saw it on Big Bad Toy Store, but their prices were higher for some reason. Like once it went on wait list, they jacked the prices up on theirs, and I was like, forget it. I put my name on the wait list on Sideshow, and then that was it. But yeah, I think we'll see a single pack Luke first, then we'll see the R2. I don't think we'll see a double pack.
Yeah, no, that's a good argument too. I could see it. I mean, I could see it either way. I certainly do think for sure that they're going to come out with that Luke Skywalker. I mean, I absolutely, I think it's an opportunity for them to give us an R2 in a 2-pack for that. Now, here's something. What about this, Nate? In light of what Mike said and his opinion with that, which I think it's possible they can go either way, could they give us just a deluxe set that comes with the R2 and then offer a non-deluxe set that just comes with Luke? What do you think about that?
Ooh, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. You mean, are you saying to make the R2-D2 the deluxe with?
Yeah, kind of like with that deluxe Boba Fett, you could only get the Tamora Morrison figure.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. What they did with the Boba Fett. It could be possible. It could be. That's the thing, though. R2-D2 sat for a minute, though, right? Didn't R2-D2 Deluxe sat for a minute? When I started, it was in stock when I first started last year. Oh wow, Denobi 2.
I agree with this guy here. I think we will see a Luke and child first before Luke and R2. You gotta milk that child.
Well, okay. So, and here's something I threw. I posed this on my last episode, and I'll preface this by saying, and you'll know what I'm talking about when I say it. They did give us a BB-8 and BB-9 two-pack in the past. So is it possible? Because R5D4, they already have a prototype of it, and showed up in the Mandalorian. Is this an opportunity to give us another droid 2-pack? Nate, what say you?
Another droid 2-pack. but here's the thing, though. I think the Nobi 2 brought this up in a video a while back. The 2-packs usually they don't sell well, especially the droids, right? Unless it's the iconic figures. Like if we get a C-3PO and R2-D2 2-pack, like let's say for Empire Strikes Back, I could see that one selling pretty well. Yeah. But I remember the last droid 2-pack. What was that? The BB-8. That the only reason why BB-8 sold probably that 2-pack sold because people wanted that BB-8, and they didn't want the other droid. It's just strange. I don't see them doing another droid 2-pack. I don't see them doing just solely 2-pack. I don't see that happening.
Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I don't think so. That'd be great because 2 figures that I need, right? It depends how many Jawas I have sitting around because I think they're going to throw a Jawa in there with R5D, So I think you might see that, unfortunately, but I don't think we'll see an R2 and packed in with another droid. I don't think so, unfortunately.
I kind of agree. While I wouldn't mind it, and I would like to have an R5D4, I don't feel like it's the figures a lot of collectors want or need now, or where the priority is. But it's definitely interesting because it is an opportunity, right? Because R5D4 showed up in there, and R2D2 made an appearance in The Mandalorian. You kind of put 2 and 2 together, no pun intended, because of a 2-pack. But is it enough money? I don't know.
The thing is, I don't see droid 2-packs happening anytime soon. Like solely 2-packs on the droids. Maybe more iconic characters, like I said, C-3PO and R2-D2. Mm-hmm. But kind of like what they did with Jawa and a Gunk droid, I could see that. Like an iconic character or a character, that's well known with the droid. Kind of like what they did with BB-8 and Rey. Or the new one, Rey and Dio. Yeah. Dio. So that's what they're trying to do with as they're evolving. Hot Toys is evolving. They're putting these different 2-packs together, but they're bringing the characters that won't be able to sell by themselves and put them together with more familiar characters.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, definitely.
And thank you everybody who's tuning in, and we got more and more that are jumping in as it goes. And please bear with me. Your host here today, Dark Jedi Aries, serving up all the hot toys talk. I am doing the best I can with your comments. I am trying to look at them all, so be patient with us, and absolutely. But we're so glad that you're all coming on in and joining, and seeing a lot of people joining in. Hello, and hello, JB. Collection, awesome channel there too. Definitely check her out. Great stuff, great reviews. Glad that she can join us here today.
Hey Aries, answer that one. Pull up that one question from Big Dog Pound 1.
I pre-order which. Let me see here. Let me see if I could get that.
The one above down. Who should I pick up next? Luke Skywalker,
yeah.
or Chill Imwe?
All right. So here's the thing.
Good question.
You got Chirrut, and Chirrut was kind of steady for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was, it kind of leveled off, and I believe that you could get the non-deluxe version of Chirrut. You can get them for around $320 for a little bit there. You even get the deluxe, not too far from that. You can. I mean, I could have picked up a couple of deluxe Chirruts, on some buy-sell groups for about $330, $335, even right before Thanksgiving. But now, I mean, it's hard. I mean, good luck trying to get a non-deluxe Chirrut for under $400 right now.
I will say this. If Big Dog wants to be patient and have the money set for Chirrut Imwe, I recommend hitting Chirrut Imwe during the holiday season, because my Chirrut Imwe I got right here. I started collecting last year, right? December of 2019. I got Chirrut Imwe for $315, and this is the deluxe version Chirrut Imwe for $315 shipped.
This holiday season?
2019 holiday season.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the deluxe version. You more likely you'd be able to find the regular version cheaper, which I recommend. Just go for the regular version. You don't need the sandy base. Yeah. You don't need that. Or the extra Stormtrooper helmet. But as far as like Chirrut Imwe is concerned, if you're able to hold off just a tad bit and just wait for your chance during the holiday season, you might be able to pick up a Chirrut Imwe for a reasonable price that you're looking for. But as far as Luke Skywalker and New Hope, you got to be breaking banks, man.
And they're not. And go to that Luke real quick. They are not. I mean, I understand Luke is hot, but their priority, first of all, they got that Snowspeeder pilot Luke, which I can't wait to get. That's up on pre-order at Sideshow. It's really not. It never was ranked high on the pre-order list, and then it just leveled off. It was never high. It's just been low. So don't sleep on that figure, because that once the final production photos come out on that, it's just going to be like hotcakes. But their priority is that one. Their priority is the Mando one. I mean, before the 50-year anniversary of A New Hope, I don't see this being reissued, this Luke. So I think you got to break the bank.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
What say you, Mike?
I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, I agree with you with the Chirrut figure. I got mine for $300 back in November. It's a great figure, but the problem with me is I don't have a lot of Rogue One figures to go with it. So that's a good, a guy who asked the question, which one should you get? It depends. I mean, like I said, I don't have a lot of Rogue One figures to go with that particular figure. So I don't know. I mean, that Farm Boy Luke, it is going pretty high, but I have the Luke and Stormtrooper, so I'm good with that one.
You know what's funny though?
I'm good with that one.
The Farm Boy Luke or the A New Hope Luke is not even the best head sculpt.
It's not.
It's just going for money because of hype.
Yeah,
well, not
exactly.
hype, but what's the word? Bragging rights. That's why it's going up, because of bragging rights. I got the OG Luke up in here. Talk to me. Just talk to me.
I would wait for the Snowspeeder Luke, definitely, or a new a Mandalorian release one. So I wouldn't pay the money for the New Hope one.
Yeah, I definitely, and that's a good point, Mike. If you never buy I never recommend just buying into the hype. I mean, you guys all know my story. I've mentioned it quite a few times. It's a great example because everybody knew about the hype of the Mud Trooper. And I am a Star Wars freakazoid to the 10th degree. But I never wanted that version. I just wanted the traditional looking, outfit of Han Solo, that whole, Western style look and dress, that he had. So I really wasn't interested in the Mud Trooper. So, for this Luke, if you're not really into, this look, there is, like Nate was saying, a lot of hype. Like, look, I got the farm boy Luke, but I don't think for me personally, I'm a huge OT. My favorite Star Wars movie is definitely A New Hope, but not everybody's there. A lot of people like ESB and all that, but I love the original one. And I have to have farm boy Luke, even when, was collecting vintage mock figures. The prize for me was the farm boy Luke 12 back A. So, I mean, for me, that's a big, that's an iconic look. And I think that also is a reason why you're seeing this figure have so much, why it's trending up, even though, like you said, Nate, the head sculpt is just okay.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
Yeah. So, but is it possible, guys? Is it possible? We've gotten a couple of Rogue One, new figures from Rogue One. Is it possible that they reissue Chewie Dimwee?
If we get base, possibly. It's possible.
If they reissue this and don't give us base Malbus, something's they're cooking up something. I do think that Disney could work something out with Donnie Yen, and with all the upcoming content, that's the other thing I want to get to. If you're looking to get a Chirrut, you may also want to save your pennies. Do I think that they'll find a way to get Donnie Yen with all his martial arts and the things that he can bring to Disney Plus? Do I think that they'll find a way, whether it's in the Cassian Andor series or some series, to bring him back in? I really, really do. I think they can work something out. And if they do, even if it's just like you said in the beginning of the show, guys, that, it's just a minute, or what we were talking about before, that, they'll make a figure out of it. They certainly would again. And I think it's possible we'll get it in the future.
It's up in the air. It's up in the air. Like, anything is possible, especially since Hot Toys is hitting back on some older figures. And like I said, if you can, originally they did they brought back not a reissue, but an updated version of the Batman DX, right, for the Dark Knight, and they brought back the Flat Pod, right? So it is possible. It is possible to bring one figure back with the other one as well. Like, if you're gonna bring out base, finally, you might as well get Chewie Dimwee back into play.
All right, Mojo says, I'm going to let you guys speak on this first. Bespin Luke's coming. All right. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I'm going to say, what about Bespin Hand? How about that?
All right, so I think Don's on the live stream. So the thing about Han, I think you brought it up on one of your shows, Nate, that Harrison Ford is not easy to deal with when it comes to action figures, and that Howard Chan maybe is a little bit upset with him because of what he did on what was it, the Fallon show or something, where he was not respecting the Force Awakens figure. Now here's the thing with that, I agree. Now, but if Disney tells Hot Toys this is the figure we want, and money gets involved, it was kind of like I heard this before, talking about Han. hey, Han Solo Harrison Ford only did The Force Awakens. The only reason he did it is because Disney guaranteed they were going to go ahead and kill off the character. Now, that's not what happened. The reason why Harrison Ford came back and did The Force Awakens because they told him they'll give him $40 million.
Exactly.
That's why
he did not.
He would have did The Last Jedi if they would have gave him another $40 million.
What are you talking about? He didn't even want to come back from Return of the Jedi. He told George, leave me dead. Leave me dead. Do not bring me back. And then okay, I'll come back just this one time. Then 40 years later, I don't want to come back, Disney. 40 mil. You know what? I'll come back as long as you kill me. Okay. And then he still brought him back for Rise of Skywalker. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Han is just, not Han, but
money talks,
man.
So
money talks.
I don't know. I don't know what the relationship is. Obviously it's got to be strong with Hot Toys and Disney, but I think there could be some issues. Like I think it was Don who brought it up on your last show with a Han Solo figure, but I don't think it's insurmountable of an obstacle to come over. So do I still think we'll get a Bespin Han? They teased the Bespin Han and the Bespin Leia photos. We are getting the Bespin Lando Calrissian early next year or in the spring of next year. Do I see that? Yes. So I agree. I mean, I don't know. I think it's still going to happen.
No, here's another thing. You gotta remember, like you said, Disney might be pulling some strings. Disney might be like, Hot Toys, I know you had the 40th anniversary lined up, but we want you to push the Mandalorian stuff right now. Mandalorian is fire. Push it. And Hot Toys could be like, oh, we gotta do what we gotta do. Push the Mandalorian figures. Why we got so many Mandalorian figures? It's just, versus we only got one Bespin Lando, and that's it out of the 40th anniversary lineup right now. After the Leia, right? So I'm here like maybe because Disney wants to push more Mandalorian.
I think that's what's going on, and then bringing him back up. This Mojo comment about Bespin Luke. Here's my take on Bespin Luke. So. I know Luke is hot, and they have to have a priority to get the Luke Skywalker from the Mandalorian season 2 out. They do have the Snowspeeder pilot Luke Skywalker that is on pre-order. It's not ripping it up. I'm just being quite honest, and that looks like a pretty amazing figure. Is it possible that Hot Toys is maybe putting the Bespin Luke, even though they've got the picture up, it's on Sideshow. I think that they've actually teased that a couple of times. They brought that figure out. But is it possible that it's on the back burner because of the way that Snowspeeder pilot Luke is performing? What do you guys think?
Well, first off, I'm surprised that Snowspeeder Luke's not.
Me too.
I didn't think it looks amazing, but I guess it comes to. I think the Bespin Luke probably would sell better. Especially when you have the layer and then the Lando and hopefully the hand. That could be the reason, though. It could be. I mean, you have 2 Empire figures. They don't want to put another one up right now, so could be.
Yeah, I think we're going to get it. I just don't know when we're going to get it.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. A lot of people are pissed off. The reason why Snowspeeder Luke is not doing so well in pre-orders because people are mad at the fact that it's the same reissued head sculpt. It's the same one. There's not many people that are fans of the Return of the Jedi head sculpt of Luke Skywalker. Not many people are fond of that. The only reason why they have that, the only reason why they have that figure is because it's Return of the Jedi. You want to keep that line complete.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate Luke at this point. But they didn't do anything updating for the head sculpt other than give him different hair. I think it was only a different hair for the Snowspeeder. I'm getting the Snowspeeder Luke because it's Snowspeeder Luke. Come on, you can't say no to that. If you're a Luke fan, you can't say no to that. Okay.
Yeah. Also, I think because of the lag time. I mean, we have Luke coming out in 2023, so maybe a lot of people don't want to put out the pre-order right now, the deposit, because it's going to take a while. I mean, that's like 2-3 years before that figure is coming out. So I think once we see the production figure and once it gets closer to being released, I think you're going to see people hit that figure the Snowspeeder Luke. I think
I agree. I agree that's what's going to happen. Yeah. And I'll tell you, Exotic Carfax, if Hot Toys will release a Lobot, I'll personally guarantee I'll pre-order one. So let's go day one.
Yeah, me too. Empire Strikes Back all the way.
I don't think they're going to give us. That's a priority right now. But man, I would love a Lobot.
I want my Chewie and C3PO 2-pack. Okay, give me that before you throw us Lobot. I swear, Hot Toys.
But that's what I mean. If they want to give me
rant.
I'll pre-order day one just so they do it. Oh my
I swear,
goodness.
we get Lobot before Han and Chewie 2-pack. I'm gonna freaking ESB. I'm gonna be mad. I'm like, why Lobot right now? Why?
Well, that's a good point by Sean right here. He said that the Snowspeeder Luke, the Sideshow version is awesome, but again, that sold out in weeks. Like I don't remember having getting a chance to get that figure. The Sideshow version.
There was a comment. I forgot who said it, but even though we are already passing the 40th anniversary for ESB and we're heading towards possibly,
Return of
Jedi, they might as well just do the ultimate Han Solo figure, kind of like what they did for R2D2, and have just different looks because they kind of did that for the Solo figure. The deluxe version has so many different variation of looks. You even could take out the jacket and just have the inner jacket wearing for the Solo figure from that Solo film that didn't do so well.
Yeah.
But
that'd be great, but they're not gonna do that. they're gonna milk us if they update that Han Solo head sculpt. They're gonna milk us. They're gonna have 4 different figures of that head sculpt if they update it.
That I'm just saying that could be the ultimate Han Solo.
That'd be great. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that I would love that. That's a great idea. I haven't thought of that. Yeah, I mean, would they do that? I think that might be a way if they have a lot of difficulty getting these figures approved, by Harrison Ford. Just do one ultimate one. There you go. That he can approve at one time.
Daddy Boy's like, I got my Luke Snowspeeder on day one pre-order. Easy win here. I agree. If you're not a Luke fan, you don't get that line. Come on.
Yeah, and the Sideshow one is great, but not everybody has that one because it was a limited one, and it did that value on that figure is like $400. The Sideshow version of the Snowspeeder Luke, it's still $400. So.
All right, so I can't find the comment, but somebody in here on the stream, they're talking about C3PO. So I'm going to bring this up because here's the thing. Guys, we're talking about a third R2-D2. And we don't even have, how do we have all these Hot Toys figures already? And we don't have this figure. Why? Tell me why.
Mike, let's go first.
and then they preview the Attack of the Clones one. Like, I'm not against Attack of the Clones, but where is the, A New Hope version of Empire? But I don't know. That's a question that I know. Sideshow made one. I don't have it. I know his fingers are huge on the Sideshow version. That could be the only way. I mean, that could be the only reason I could have because you can get the Sideshow one so easy. It's always up on pre-order. So,
I mean, all right, but no, Nate. Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
And how bad does Hot Toys think this is going to sell? Is that the reason they're not coming out with it? Because I don't even think they would need Anthony Daniels' permission. They would just need Disney. So
yeah,
is this do they think this will perform bad?
Most likely.
Wow.
Likely.
They're wrong.
It's that's how they feel. That's how they feel. I would definitely love a C3PO. But the thing is, like, isn't there a C3PO already for Sideshow? Right?
Yes,
yes. It still hasn't sold out yet. They're probably keeping their eyes out on that one as well, the way things are. Because I'm here like, the thing is, it's all about hype and money. It's all about hype and money now, with Hot Toys.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the hype and all about the money and what sells. This C-3PO might just sit. This might well, not this particular one, but at the end of the day, one of the best ways to sell the C-3PO is to do a 2-pack. It has to be a 2-pack. It would push collectors to get that 2-pack with R2D2. But that's the thing though. That means they got to do another R2D2 just to get this 2-pack. And that's why I'm saying the ultimate 2-pack has to be Chewie and C-3PO backpack. I'm saying that's how you do it.
All right. No, I agree. But wait. Sean has a good comment here. Is it going to sell better if it's die-cast?
Die-cast. Yeah, I agree. There is a die-cast C-3PO out there. I don't know. I forget what company made it. It wasn't Sideshow. I don't know the name of it, but it is beautiful. I don't have it. I don't own it.
Wait, this sellout? C-3PO this sellout? Wow.
No, there's a C-3PO die-cast figure that I forget what the company who made it. It was a 6-scale figure, and it was die-cast. It was a beautiful figure. It wasn't Sideshow, and obviously it wasn't Hot Toys, and it sold really well. And I'm sure if you look it up on eBay, it's probably going for like $500 right now. If anybody knows, I think I see here. The Tamaji Nations. Yes, he's got it right. That's the one.
Oh, that one's awesome.
Yeah, diecast.
That one is awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's a beautiful figure.
But that's $1,000, or I think I could maybe pick it up for $700. But
now it's going for that. But I mean, when it came out, it was a couple hundred.
Here's the thing, though. That means you're throwing Iron Man money at a C-3PO. C-3PO is not Iron Man money. Come on. Hell,
I just don't understand human behavior.
Okay, look, I've always said this. If C-3PO Return of the Jedi had defended R2D2 when he got blasted in the freaking face, that would have changed the game. Changed the game for C-3PO. Actually got the balls to come in and save his buddy. But no, that never happened. C-3PO was still C-3PO, and I'm here like, C-3PO. I love C-3PO, but I think that was the best. That was the moment when C-3PO could have showed some bravery.
Well, and here's the thing, and Ciprian brings up a good point here about it was sold out at Sideshow. And here's the thing about that. You guys have to remember. I think, for instance, Sideshow will put something like for instance that Grogu statue. They'll keep making those.
Yeah,
so you can't look at it. The Hot Toys can't look at them the same way. Whereas that Hot Toys Grogu, once that's gone, that's gone. So,
wow, you're right. You are right because look how many times Mythos Boba has been up on pre-order again, and hell, they might do the same thing with R2D2. See, because if the R2D2 hit the blue screen. Hit the 5-minute blue screen. So once that sells out, they're going to do another pre-order batch.
Yeah, I agree. The hand carbonite keeps getting reordered. Never sells out because I keep reordering it.
Look, even if they came out with this figure, guys, a C-3PO, if they did like a convention exclusive, even if they did it because of COVID, they actually didn't have the convention, but they did like, one of those convention, exclusive ones or something to that effect. They can get this out of the way that way. What do you think about that?
I guess not Sideshow, but it's like a con exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
give us the red arm, give us the silver leg, give us the I mentioned my last episode, maybe give us an Anthony Daniels head sculpt from behind the scenes.
Wouldn't that be a bit of a cop out if they just throw in a con exclusive C-3PO? Like literally you're making C-3PO a con exclusive? Like that character? I can see Princess Ewok Leia, like the Ewok dress, being a con exclusive versus C-3PO.
All right. Well, since you mentioned Leia, I got to ask this before we move on. Mike, you first. Is it possible that we will ever see a Hot Toys Slave Leia?
No. Absolutely not happening. Not with Disney in charge. No way.
Nope.
I'll hang on to my vintage collection, slave Leia.
Even if they call it, yeah. Even if they call it like Leia in Captivity or Jabba's Palace Leia or something like that.
No, maybe the Sandstorm Leia. I don't know. I definitely not going to see the Jabba's prisoner. No way. Not with Disney in charge.
You happen to know the controversy that's going to happen if they bring that out?
Yeah.
No way.
Nope.
Yep. Well, I agree. I don't think it's possible.
You will see Lobot first before we see a slave Leia. Hell, we might even see a Rancor 1/6 scale. 40th anniversary before slave Leia.
We'll see some Ugnaughts before the slave Leia.
Listen. You got to give Lobot some love. Come on, there's going to be there's going to be some collectors, that are going to jump on that Lobot. Come on.
If you have Lando, you need Lobot.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I'm saying, come out with the figures that we want first before we come out with Lobot. I mean,
how about a COD exclusive? A COD exclusive Lobot, maybe 500.
I could see that.
All right, so let's go to the next part of the segment, guys. We're going to head on over to the market value chart, and we're going to look at just a few of these figures on here. So the first one that I want to talk about, the first two. So you got Han and Chewie 2-pack from A New Hope, $900 in steady. Last episode, I showed an auction. I think it had 24 bids, sold for $930. You had a couple of auctions in there selling $860. Another one like $840. Tarkin Invader continues to rise. Now, $840 and rising. These are 2-pack figures that are basically doubling from their retail price of where they were. That's pretty amazing price point for, these type of figures. So, Mike, going to you first. Surprised at this Tarkin Invader and Han and Chewie selling consistently, not a fad. I mean, these were selling this way before the Mandalorian season 2.
I'm surprised with the Han and Chewie because, I mean, obviously, like the Han the same way with the Luke. The New Hope, the head scope is not great, right? But you could get both those figures separate as well. So I'm definitely surprised on that one. That's going for that much. The Tarkin Invader, I could definitely see it because the Tarkin figure by itself is going like $500. And then you add the Vader. Okay, it's not a great Vader, but it's definitely version 2, and it's the only way to get that version of Vader in that 2-pack. So I could see the Tarkin Vader going that much. I'm really surprised with the Han and Chewie. Obviously, it's been sold out for years, but it's not a great. I don't think the Chewbacca figure is that great, and the Han Solo figure is just like the New Hope Luke. Just more like to have it. It's more like, hey, I have this figure because it's sold out. It's one of the first figures one of the first sets they made back in the day. But I wouldn't pay that.
Well, and I think part of the thing is you wonder when you're going to get. First of all, we're all talking about. Are we going to get that Bespin Han? And then we're talking about, hey, let's get a Han that covers all the editions. So I think in the back of a lot of collectors' minds, they're wondering, we're not even talking about a reissue of A New Hope Han. So, do I think I think when that is possible is the 50th anniversary of Star Wars is when I think that is possible. Not a minute before then. But it's very iconic because of, A New Hope and that look for Han. But as you said, the head sculpt is it's okay. Yeah. And the Chewbacca is just okay. Now, I think it's actually better than the Force Awakens Chewbacca.
I agree.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I did see some of the Force Awakens, like in certain poses where they got it to look good. I don't know what's going on with those, but man, I mean, and you can get both of these figures, Nate, by themselves, and they're both trending over $400 each besides the 2-pack. So what say you on this one?
You talking about Tarkin Invader?
No, Han and Chewie.
Han and Chewie. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now because Hot Toys is not delivering the ESB line. Collectors are now, falling apart as far as like, okay, now let's get right back into getting the Han and Chewie. I have friends that have been waiting for a release or pre-order reveal of the Han and Chewie ESB, but it's not happening. And they're going back trying to find Han and Chewie figures from A New Hope because those are the only ones available that are pretty decent, or it can fit in their collection. We're not talking about the Force Awakens Chewie. Get that out of here. But yeah, that's the thing. Collectors need to get that fix done, and the only way is going back to Han and Chewie from A New Hope.
All right, so let's go to Tarkin Invader. Now, the Vader, that's a special Vader in a way because it's different than the straight A New Hope issue of Vader and Tarkin. So Nate, you could start with that one. That's 840 and climbing.
It's all because of the Tarkin, baby. It's all because of that Tarkin, baby. No one cares about the Vader, A New Hope Vader, especially if it's the 2.0. Because I know that's a 2.0 Vader with the 2-pack. No one cares about that Vader. Okay, people will go after the Rogue One Darth Vader before they go for the A New Hope. The only reason why they're going for that 2-pack is because of that Tarkin. Because the longer this is sold out, the longer there's no reissues for Tarkin, the higher the price is going to go up. It's math. It's going to happen. Tarkin is going to keep going higher because people are looking for Tarkin and not a decent, but a decent condition or brand new. Because there's issues with this Tarkin that the button is popping off and people are adding to it the wrong glue, even though you could just look it up on Google which glue not to use for Hot Toys. I'm like, but
now, Mike, before I go to you on this, and I know, Mike, that you actually just picked up this 2-pack Tarkin Invader. I do want to thank everybody who's joining in. It looks like, guys, we've got 77 who are watching right now. So that's pretty incredible. So thank you very much. And again, please continue to bear with me. This old dog here tried to get all the comments up. So I'll try and get everybody up here. So just keep doing that. But thank you all very much again. Mike, your take on this Tarkin Invader. Why is it's basically going almost double from where it is at retail now? It's 840. Let me ask you this. Is it possible that this Tarkin Invader 2-pack will hit the $900 tier range where Han and Chewie is?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great set. You get, obviously the Tarkin figure is driving the price up, but you also get the accessories too that come with it. You have the chair. I mean, I don't use the chair. I don't care about it, but and the Vader, again, it's the only way you get this Vader. I mean, there's a version 1 New Hope, but this is the only way to get the version 2, which is a little bit of an upgrade. So I know the Rogue One Vader is probably the best one out there, but I like this Vader, actually. I think it's actually pretty decent. And again, that Tarkin figure is amazing. The head sculpt is just, it's a couple of years old, but still, for me, it's one of the best head sculpts out there in a Hot Toys figure. So I see this going past that 900 mark at one point, unless they reissue Tarkin for the Clone Wars or for Bad Batch or something, or even a Rogue One, Tarkin. So unless they reissue it,
possibilities.
Yeah, so that's
possibilities.
Exactly, 3 possibilities. So that might happen, but otherwise, we're going to see this keep going up.
Yeah, and I agree with both of your points on that. Actually, they're all very valid. And I think another point I want to throw in is that you are going to get some collectors too that are just going to be like, look, first of all, I don't see them reissuing a New Hope Vader probably ever with all the Vaders are going to come out with, especially with the this Obi-Wan series coming out and Hayden Christensen signed to it. So and the only way you could get this Vader, and I understand both of you guys' points on it, but in reality is with this 2-pack. So I think for some collectors that just are going to I want just the one from the movie, A New Hope, that I went and saw in the movie theater in 1977, 1978. I think it does have some value in that regard. Now, You're talking about a reissue. So let me go to you, Nate. Are they going to straight reissue this Tarkin, or are they going to find a way to give us a Tarkin from Rogue One with this head sculpt, or give us a Tarkin from the upcoming Obi-Wan series? What say you?
Okay, I see two possibilities. Okay, there's three, but if Hot Toys is going back and doing figures from Rogue One, they can introduce us to a Rogue One Tarkin. Hell, Don Prime said that the purchases of Krennic are pushing the prices for Tarkin to go up because Krennic and Tarkin had that rivalry from Rogue One, so people want to put them together. You know, those are one of the displays for have Tarkin and Krennic together. Then we got the Bad Batch. We saw in the trailer, Tarkin is leading the Bad Batch or disciplining them, whatever. Something is happening between Tarkin and the Bad Batch. So that's another possibility. And also the fact that Hot Toys, they're not making animated Hot Toys. They're taking the animated characters and turning into live action figures, kind of like what they did with Rex and Anakin and Kenobi animated Clone Wars. They're turning them into live action or MMS like. Then we got the Kenobi show. Tarkin might be popping up because who's always with Tarkin? Vader.
Yeah, no, without doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt on that. So I agree, and I think that that's the way it's going to go. So let me ask you this then: if that's the case, how would that is the price of this Tarkin, whether in this 2-pack or by himself, which right now he has a market value chart trending price. He's in the $500 tier range, 504, just in there. Does a reissue in any way affect this Tarkin?
I don't think so. I think maybe a little bit, but I don't think it's going to hurt that much because this is the New Hope Tarkin. This is the one that blew up the Death Star. So I think I think a reissue would be great, but I don't think it's going to hurt the value of this one because this is the New Hope one, and just like the Short Trooper, it's still pretty high, right? Even though we got another two coming. So I think it's pretty much this Tarkin's going to keep going up no matter what.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's I think this is the way. No pun intended. That's what I think is going to happen in there, and that's going to bring me to the next figure I wanted to talk about on the market value chart, and why I'm bringing up a Sideshow real quick is I wanted to bring up this in particular figure because this, and I can't wait for this release. But this release right here, which is essentially the same head sculpt that you've got with the Dark Side Anakin and the regular Revenge of the Sith Anakin, all that's happened is the same thing, guys, with the Short Trooper. The Dark Side Anakin it's in the $600 tier range, and now the regular Revenge of the Sith is in the high $500 tier range. How do you explain this?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Darkseid Anakin. That's like Vader format right there. And talking about Revenge of the Sith Anakin. For those particular figures, they might not be affected by this price because they're still up there. They're still rising in price, even when these were put up on pre-order. Because one of the unfortunate things about Star Wars collectors or Star Wars fans, they enjoy more of the live action media versus the animated stuff. And this is all on a niche community of Star Wars fans that do enjoy the animated shows, and Anakin Skywalker is part of that animated niche group. And as now, will the prices affect the Revenge of the Sith line? when this actually hits the market at the carts, where people are like, you know what, I'm gonna move away from trying to get the dark side Anakin or the regular Anakin. I'm just gonna go straight for the Clone Wars Anakin because that's the only one available right now. For newer fans, they're gonna go straight for this because they don't want to drop $800 on an Anakin.
Yeah, I think it's got some effect. I agree.
It's going to go straight for this, but it won't affect it to the point where the prices are going to go down for Revenge of the Sith Anakin because Anakin Hayden Christensen is coming back as Vader in the Kenobi show, which will probably drive prices up again if they decide that, you know what, hey, Hayden Christensen, grow that hair back up. We want that Anakin look again, and there you go, raise the prices again for Revenge.
Yeah, no, I mean. Absolutely. And here's the thing, you know, with this figure, a lot of people forget this is really, when you talk about just dark side Anakin, that's Darth Vader. At that point, when he was with Palps, when Palps was now the Emperor, okay, defeated Mace, he said, henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader. So in reality, this is really not dark side Anakin. This is Darth Vader, the dark side Anakin. So, Mike, is that a reason why that is fetching so high within the secondary market?
Yeah, I mean that and the figure's amazing. I mean, so besides, I mean, if it's one figure you're gonna get out and go pay prices for, this is the one I would go for because, like you said, this one here, the Clone Wars one, I think it hurt the other Anakin a little bit.
Yeah,
I saw that
the light side Anakin.
Yes. The light side Anakin. That one kind of I saw a lot go up on eBay when this one got released. Not the dark side one, but this one, the light side.
Yeah,
one.
Went down a little bit.
Yeah, went down a little bit, and a lot of people put them up for sale. But
now that's up again too.
Yeah, it's going up.
He's going back up again. He's going back up.
Yeah, it's going back up. Yeah,
ever since Hayden Christensen. Yeah.
The dark side Anakin. Let's reissue that figure again, which maybe they will when the Kenobi. You don't think so with the Kenobi show coming up and everything. And again, it's a Sideshow exclusive, and it has that awesome base. It's a great figure.
I could see the dark side Anakin reappearing again, but in that form from the show. Whatever look they're doing for that show, for dark side, if it's going to be dark side Anakin or regular Anakin. Whatever look they decide to go with for the show, for a flashback, that's going to be the Anakin for that show. Kind of like what they did with Vision. They reissued, sort of reissued it, but this Vision for the WandaVision show.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But the original Vision is still going up for money. So, recently because of the hype.
Yeah, so the Revenge of the Sith, Dark Side Anakin, or Darth Vader. That price is going to keep going up. No matter how many Anakins you put out there, it's going to keep going up and up and up.
Yeah, and I really think too, you know, with Hayden Christensen being signed in that Obi-Wan series, and who in the heck knows and how they're going to use him. They're like some of the comments here saying they can use him in a flashback. They can use Hayden Christensen not just in that show. I believe that they can use him in any of the content, even if they wanted to use. You know, they're going to show Grogu again, and they're probably going to give us some back history on Baby Yoda, on Grogu from when he was rescued from the Jedi Temple, and they could be showing Anakin. You know, in that in particular scene, they can get like you said, Dave. You know, let's grow that hair out. You know, again with Hayden Christensen, they can use that there, and I think it's actually, I think that's when they can maybe reissue this, or I think there's probably an even stronger possibility for some different Hayden Christensen head sculpts at that point that is going to pertain more to the content that is coming out on Disney Plus, and that's where you're going to get. So I do think that this one long term, this Dark Side Anakin, yeah. But now, you know, they did now. I am going to bring this up. They have it on a little bit. They have a little bit of a pattern. You know, they reissued that Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader in the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back packaging. They did the same thing with Boba Fett from Empire Strikes Back, the deluxe version. And remember, they've already did that with Attack of the Clones Yoda. So, is this Dark Side Anakin a candidate for a reissue in the future? Straight up.
Dark Side Anakin? No.
No.
It just depends if we ever see that look again when new shows, and then in that case, it wouldn't be a reissue. It would be sort of like what they did with the DX Batman, Dark Knight. It'd be a new figure. It would be a new figure. It wouldn't. So, updated figure. It wouldn't be necessarily a reissue, kind of like they did for the Mark 47, where that one was a reissue.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't think we're going to see that figure again. So, but do I think we're going to get another Hayden Christensen head sculpt and a dark side version of it? Yes, I do.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Yes,
with that. Yeah,
which will fill that gap.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing: the resale market loves capitalizing on authenticity and bragging rights. And if we do get another Dark Side Anakin, people will want bragging rights to have the original Dark Side Anakin that came out years ago, kind of like the New Hope line. Whoever got that complete New Hope line got bragging rights for years because no one's gonna reissue that line.
All right, so Nate, listen, you opened it up. I gotta ask you now: is it possible that the Dark Side Anakin could someday hit the $900 tier range where you have the hotted Chewie 2-pack?
Wait, what? Like, it hasn't happened yet?
I mean, it's at what, 700? I think I see it at 700, right?
It's almost at 700. Is it gonna get up there? $800-900? Is it possible?
Just you wait for the Anakin
Obi-Wan.
Kenobi show. The Kenobi show.
Yep.
Yeah, Kenobi show.
And you have that base. I
totally agree. Real quick before we go down Sideshow here, what was this comment? So James, I think it was very slow for Darth Maul and the Phantom Menace, and I really don't have any explanation for it, to be honest with you. But it's starting now. DX16 has been starting to rise over the last few months. DX17 now is almost at the $500 tier range with the bike. So DX16, it is a $400. It's going to be a $400 tier range figure for sure. It's selling up in there now. Same thing with that DX18. I mean, I think anything you come out with that has Maul on it, he's just that kind of cool character. So I think it's going to be sought after. But I don't know what you guys think, but I the DX60, I mean, you can put him now with Qui-Gon. And my goodness, if they do come out with an Obi-Wan.
Yeah, both with figures will go,
yeah, from the Phantom Menace, and I think that they will. This will go up even more.
If Qui-Gon doesn't sell before Obi-Wan Phantom Menace is revealed, you are going to be missing out if you do not hop on that Qui-Gon. Because people will want to keep the trio, the ultimate battle between good and evil in Phantom Menace, the dual fates, the song that ramped up, the trailer, man. You were there when you watched that trailer, man. Shoot. Come on.
All right. No, I'm with you. I'm bringing Qui-Gon up on the screen. We'll jump down and go back up. So, I agree. I think that, look, you see where the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi is right now, whether it's deluxe or the non-deluxe version. Those figures are insanity right now. And you also have the Clone Wars version of Obi-Wan looming. But even with that looming, and that's imminently going to come out, you still see that. I mean, I remember just going back maybe 4 or 5 months ago where we can get, a non-deluxe Obi-Wan, and you can get it pretty reasonably. But now you can't even touch it. You can't touch the deluxe one. You see what's happening with Count Dooku. Count Dooku it's selling well into the $400 tier.
Yeah.
I think it's like $385 on the market value chart, but that's going to hit $400. Where do you think Qui-Gon's going to go? And I mean, so right now you can get this. What is this on here for? $235. How many figures? That Bo-Katan, that's like 280 something. So I mean, this one has a light up lightsaber. I mean, what figures are we going to get right now? A Jedi that goes for $235. This is a scoop, guys.
Yeah, it's a sleeper, definitely. I mean, it's going to take some time to go up, after wait list and stuff. But again, it depends when that Obi-Wan comes out. once that one comes out, then this one will sell out, and then you'll see it go up.
I think the reason why Qui-Gon is taking its time is because people aren't a fan of the head sculpt. The head sculpt is not to par to the prototype, and I think that's also a situation that happened with the Obi-Wan Kenobi head sculpt for Revenge of the Sith, where they had to cut down on the likeness, and I think that happened the same thing with Qui-Gon, where the likeness had to be cut down for whatever reason. So I think that's the reason why the people are not hopping on with Qui-Gon.
Yeah, and thanks, Attack Peter. I saw your comment earlier as well. Yeah, I'll have to. I don't know. What do you guys think? Come up with a "You Have to Wonder" T-shirt for 6 Scale Cantina. I think that might be pretty good.
I'm still trying to come up with why freaking catchphrase for my channel. So you already got one right there. That's perfect.
All right, so here I'm going to throw it out there again. You have to wonder: is it possible? Is this Qui-Gon Jinn figure, when it's all said and done, is this going to be a steady $400 tier range figure like the Obi-Wan from Revenge of the Sith? What do you guys think? I think yes.
I say yes, but it's going to take some time.
Agreed.
Obi-Wan kind of shot up there over the last few months, like you said, but this one will take some time, and it will definitely need the Obi-Wan Kenobi to come out to join this one and the Darth Maul. But it'll get there at one point.
So the Death Trooper, Big Dog Pound 1 asks, will Death Trooper go on waitlist soon? So I think that you're probably going to get the Incinerator Trooper maybe a little bit quicker. I would be very surprised if either the Incinerator Trooper or the Dark Trooper make it past April. I'm a little surprised they're not out yet. I think when you go ahead and put it in the cart, I think you're only allowed to put in like 3 Incinerator Troopers right now. So I'm pretty sure that they're almost done. Go ahead, Nate.
As far as like the Incinerator Trooper, I could see that as well. I could see it possibly waitlisting before the Death Trooper, because the Death Trooper, everybody was pre-ordering it. Like it was, I remember seeing the Death Trooper in the high, selling the best-selling highs for a while for pre-orders, because everyone missed out on the Death Troopers from Rogue One. Almost everybody, because they sold out quick. So this Death Trooper here, not sold out quick. They sold out quick because no one pre-ordered. But this Death Trooper here, everybody was going after it. Everybody. So all that batch, they have. I think they have a good bit of batches for Death Trooper. But I'm surprised it has not sold out yet. And I think that's one of the reasons why, because everyone started pre-ordering. I have like 3 of these pre-ordered. I'm about to pay off this month. So,
well, yeah, I think, Mike, what do you think about those? I don't think that I think they're going to hit waitlist before the end of April. Yeah, too. Like,
yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the Incinerator Trooper has not gone to waitlist already. I think that one would go before the Death Trooper, because it's the first time they got that figure. And like, if you remember in The Mandalorian, I remember that scene from the final episode when the Incinerator Trooper comes in and does his thing. The Death Trooper is, for me, it's more like a Rogue One thing. So
exactly.
So when I think of Mandalorian, I don't think of the Death Troopers. I always see them there. And I got this figure because I don't have the Rogue One Death Trooper, but I would rather have the Rogue One Death Trooper over the Mandalorian Death Trooper. But I think it will go. It will get waitlist. But I think the Incinerator Trooper, I'm surprised it's still available right now, but I think it's going to go soon. Yeah. Before the Death Trooper.
Where's this one I wanted to put up here? Let me hide this. We'll put that up in a second. All right, so just going real quick, I'm going to try and get to a lot of these questions here. So with Ahsoka, so good question, Daniel. I don't actually think, now maybe Mike or Nate have a different opinion or take on this. I think for a while this is going to be the only Clone Wars Ahsoka we get for a while. I think the version that you see here, and I don't think that they're going to change this head sculpt, to be more of, like the Rosaria Dawson one. I think, this is due out this year. So I think that once this Clone Wars version, which is a much younger version than the Rosaria Dawson version from The Mandalorian, once this gets released, I think even before the end of this year, we get an official announcement for a Mandalorian version of Ahsoka, and I think that will be the priority over another Clone Wars one. Nate, we'll start with you. What say you?
Yeah, the unless we get a flashback of Ahsoka being the young Ahsoka from the Clone Wars, right? And Hayden Christensen is still in that age range where he can still play the young Anakin Skywalker from, not the young, but the Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, where he's training Ahsoka. We can still get those flashbacks, and that's the only way I think we'll see a Clone Wars Ahsoka coming into play anytime soon. And if not, then it's going to be a while because they're prioritizing on the bigger hits right now. Mandalorian, the Ahsoka show. Unless we get that Ahsoka flashback where she's, training with Anakin Skywalker, that's the only way I see that we get a hot.
Yeah, I can see it that way. Yeah, that's the only way. What do you say, Mike?
Yeah, I think this is going to be the only Clone Wars version we get of Ahsoka for a while. I think we'll definitely get a Mandalorian one before a second version. So, yeah, unfortunately.
And I think that, with this Ahsoka, and look, they're going to make a lot of these because this, I've mentioned it in a few earlier episodes. This was #1 pre-order wise, in stock wise, anything wise on Sideshow for weeks and weeks. I actually think it was a couple of months. So of course it went down. It's not going to stay there forever, but it hasn't gone. It's high. So they're going to make a lot of these. However, there's a lot of pre-orders on these, and I don't see a whole lot. There's going to be a percentage that get canceled, of course, but it's going to be minimal with this. If collectors want this Ahsoka and they think, oh, it's just going to hang out in stock for months and months, and then we'll get another Clone Wars one, I don't think it's going to happen. What say you?
Unless we get another convention exclusive one, like we've got like with the Anakin, we have the Anakin and they have the dark side Anakin. So maybe do a convention exclusive Clone Wars Ahsoka that's with the green lightsabers or something.
You mean like possible. Maybe a deluxe pack or maybe or a different figure altogether? I mean that. Yeah, it's interesting. What do you think about that, Nate?
That's the thing though. It just depends on the hype for Ahsoka. That's the thing. That's another thing about the hype as well. I know there's hype for Ahsoka now, but they'll be working more towards her shows or her figures at that point. Because the thing is, they have to prioritize on hype on other figures that are coming out as well. So unless it's a trooper from the Clone Wars or a Bad Batch trooper, where they could pop them out like crazy, that's the thing. That they got to put in time and pretty much work into trying to create a brand new figure, like versus because they did the same thing for Ahsoka right here, and also did they want to flood the market with more Ahsokas?
Yeah, no, I agree. We'll have to keep an eye on it, but yeah, I think at the end of the day, what they're going to plan is, let's come out with this Ahsoka. I think if you want it, scoop it up quick. Like Mike's saying, maybe you get an exclusive one, but I don't think it'll be this one, right? So it could be that whole dark side Anakin and Revenge of the Sith Anakin thing going on there. But I think if you want this version, get it, because I don't think this is Ahsoka. It's not going to stay in stock for months and months. And yes, no. Marshall, a Solo Maul is amazing. I didn't think it would be, but I have that figure. And that is a good segue into another figure I want to get into here. A lot of people slept on that one. And I really what sells this for me, robotic legs. They're great. It's great. It's great off the shelf.
It's gonna be even more great when they decide to bring that same look back into a show that takes place after the Solo movie. So.
Yeah, and that figure is trending up. It's in the high $300 range, like the Remnant Trooper, and both that DX18 and DX16 are kind of like rising up close to that $400 tier range, and that's two Mauls. But But talking about that, let me move back up over here, and so before we get into the couple of ones on the top, let's go to IG-11. So this is what I think of this. Now, I have this pre-ordered. I saw some of the reviews. I saw so many reviews. I saw Jetta's review. I saw, Man of Hot Collectibles review. I saw MRC Collection Ventures. I saw just about everybody's review. And this thing looks just amazing. But, guys, this figure was so far down this list for so long. It got announced and it was far down this list. I mean, it was down. It was by Ray. It was down. Now it's creeping back up. But I mean, it was further down than this heavy infantry Mandalorian was. And they're not making a whole lot of this IG-11. So I do. Listen, if you planned on getting this figure and you want this figure, I'm going to say it. Is it possible that this IG-11 could go on waitlist before it gets in stock? Mike, what say you?
I say yes. If the Heavy Mando did, this one will. And the reason why I say that is because, I mean, the Heavy Mando, I have it. It's an incredible figure, but you only see him in one episode. IG-11, I mean, he's in it this season 1. I mean, he's a big part of season 1. He was obviously the main star in the last episode, right? He sacrificed himself. So, yeah, I think this figure is, I mean, and obviously it's not IG-88, but it's the same kind of droid, same kind of assassin droid. So I think this figure is going to go just as quick as the Heavy Mando. I have it on pre-order, and I cannot wait to get it.
All right, so Nate, what say you? Is it possible that this goes on wait list just like the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian? Yes or no?
I will say this much. I am very surprised at the fact that this is one of the only pre-orders that I know of that you cannot use a $25 discount code towards it.
Good point.
That's
I didn't know that with
to
this
me.
one.
That is weird to me.
No,
because a buddy of mine, Adam, he's been holding. He stopped buying at Sideshow, right? And he used up all his points and coupons, whatever. But he has one coupon left. He wants to use it on the IG-11, but the pre-order does not allow him to use it. You could use that $25 coupon on any other pre-order you want, but the IG-11, for some reason, Sideshow does not let you pre-order it with a $25 coupon. So that's just telling me something like, are there not a lot there, or is Sideshow like, you know what? Let's cut it off because we got so much limited. None of the Mando figures will let you use those 25. No, I used it on the Boba Fett Mandalorian. Or maybe it was because it was a time exclusive for this figure. Maybe during the time.
Well, I will tell you that when I tried, now here's the interesting thing. When I tried to use a $25 coupon on the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, it was the same thing. I can use it on all the other pre-orders, but I couldn't use it on Heavy Mando. So if you're saying that it's the same with IG-11, it's gonna go on waitlist.
It's gonna go on waitlist.
Come on,
pick it up, get it.
It's gonna go on waitlist. It's happening. It's a conspiracy.
So listen, is it possible that this IG-11 is going to hit the $500 high tier range that K2SO did? It's going to be about the same amount made. Rogue One figures, K2SO, very highly sought after, high 500. Actually, now that's a $600 tier range figure. This is a droid as well, and maybe, possibly for right now, a more sought after character because of how popular Mandalorian is right now over Rogue One. Is it possible?
That's a tough one. K2SO was a special. I mean, he had that personality, right? I mean, all the jokes and everything in the movie, but man, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. I don't think it's going to go up that high. maybe 400. I don't think it's 500 possibly, but I think K2SO is like 600 now, right? It's over 500, right? The K2SO one, Hot Toys.
Yeah, K2SO. Yeah. I see between 500 and 1,000.
Yeah, so I don't think IG-11 will get there.
Yeah, because the thing is, IG-11 was a fun droid. Don't get me wrong, it was a fun droid, but K2SO had the charm.
Yeah, personality and charm, exactly.
Charm and personality.
He really did. Really did. Where IG-11 is very special and had some, very cool moments. You have to wonder. I could see it going that way, Mike, and I could see it going high. But I'll tell you right now, it's going to be high one way or the other. It might not be as high as K2SO, but it's a Mando figure. It's probably going to go up more quickly than some of the other figures as well at this point, I would think. It's Popsic. Good to have it's Popsic in the house. Yes. He was saying that they're saying that any figures close to release, I'm pretty sure, lose the ability to use the code. So that might be the case, Nate.
That's the thing, though. Like, there's plenty of figures that are at the card right now that can use the code on. So it's a strange situation. It is strange. Oh, King Zachary's in the house.
Awesome. Hey, King Zachary, welcome, and welcome everybody. 87 watchers right now and climbing. That's just awesome. Thank you all so much for being in here and joining us on the first ever live market value chart show live. We're having a lot of fun here with Nate from the Geeking Out channel. I have the link to his channel within the video description below. Please go ahead and check him out. And of course, Mike from the Action Figure Cave, another awesome channel. I have the link to their channel within the video description below as well. And we'll have both of these gentlemen talk about their channels again before the end. But yeah, Connor, you're right. K2SO has had years to age, and that is another point. But right now, I mean, so many of these figures, I mean, like you're seeing it like, and that's a great point because you're seeing it with Cody, right? It's taking some time for Cody to age. And we talked about that, as Rex comes, as more of these Clone Wars figures come, like you guys were saying, right? It's going to go up. But when you look at like Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, that's a high price figure. That shot right up though.
Right up, yeah.
I mean, $100 more. So it's kind of weird right now with the market in that regard, right? So that's why I think you gotta, with some of these figures are not making a whole lot of, I think they made a lot more of Cody than they did of the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. So, and I think you may have to look at IG-11 in some capacity anyway under that view. Let's go up. Okay, so I got to talk about this. So when you sort this out best-selling wise again, and I did it right before the episode, I actually did it here while we were talking to get the Sideshow. This deluxe set of Boba Fett is still the #1 seller. Now, mind you, this is $495 over everything Hot Toys right now. So the interesting thing about this set, and I'll set this up with this, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. You could get the worn out version of Boba Fett alone, like all the other 2-packs. Basically, you could get each figure by itself. You can get Han by itself. You can get Chewie by himself. You can get Tarkin by himself. You can get Vader by himself. You could get this Boba Fett by himself. Interestingly, you cannot get this Boba Fett, the Tamora Morrison one, by itself. Again, I really think it is possible that this figure, even though they're going to make a ton of them, Nate, even though they're going to make a ton of these, Mike, and that there's going to be a tremendous amount of pre-orders on these, and there's got to be a reason why they're not offering the Tamora Morrison figure by itself. Is it possible and I think Man of Hot Collectibles, another great channel, brought this up on his initial review of this. He was saying, hey, is it possible, because of the peculiarities with this, that this could hit waitlist before it gets in stock at Sideshow? Nate, how about you go first on that? It's interesting. There's peculiarities with this.
That's the thing, though. If it's reaching with the best sellers and the pre-orders right now, I think we might see a lot more batches coming in. And also it also depends on which one is which of the batches are pre-ordering here. Are they pre-ordering just the Boba Fett, or they're pre-ordering the 2-pack Boba Fett? And then here's the thing, though. This is the only set, right, that's introducing the Tamara Morrison head sculpt as Boba Fett, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whether we get clean Boba Fett or we get another Tamara Morrison head sculpt for the next figure, we don't know when that's going to happen. We might be in a situation where Hot Toys is giving us the illusion of choice, and they want us to go for the 2-pack, for the 500 option, because that's the best seller right now. We want you to choose the 500 for the Tamara Morrison head sculpt, because we might not put out another head sculpt for a minute with this Boba Fett.
I agree with that, because why else would you offer? Why are they offering this worn out version by itself, especially if they want this deluxe set to sell that way? So I think that is a very good point. Just going back from it, King Zachary, that's right. Yeah, I do think IG-11 will hit. Yeah, I do think, K2SO 600, I don't know about that. Like I said, it is a question about 500. Yes, I agree. I think it will be no problem. They just did not make a lot of that IG-11. I totally agree. But Mike, what say you on this set? I mean, is it going to go? I think it is possible that this thing could hit waitlist. It's weird. The deluxe one, not necessarily. I think normally, and I don't even know if Don is still on here, but I think normally the deluxe version, they make a lot more of the deluxe versions than they do of the non-deluxe versions. You have to wonder with this right now, as far as like projection. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, they're going to make a ton of these, but I still think it's going to go to waitlist before the single version of Boba Fett, because obviously the head sculpt. Because I mean, I'm a huge Boba Fett fan, and I'm happy that there's a deluxe set, because if they came out with just the Boba Fett and they had a choice like how Cody is, where you could take the head off and put the face scope on there, I wouldn't know how to display this figure, because I want both of them. I want to display both these figures, and I think a lot of people are on that boat where they want this awesome Boba Fett and then have the head sculpt there. That being said, I think we're going to see another version of Boba Fett for the Book of Boba Fett, right? So you probably see this face sculpt again, but maybe a different version, maybe more like a one-out one, or battle damage more like, So this could be the only version that we have of this face sculpt in this set. So obviously, I can't see. I have to go for this set. I think it's a must for me, and I think a lot of people are on the same boat as me. So that being said, this is going to go to waitlist quicker than the other one, than the Boba Fett one, than the single version. That's my take.
Yeah, if they don't, I think they can go two ways with this. If they don't, with that, they're going to release the clean version of the Boba Fett. They're going to they could use it with the Mandalorian. They can use it, obviously, the Book of Boba Fett. If they don't give us a head sculpt with that figure, and I think that there's a 50% chance they don't. Can you imagine how sought after this 2-pack would be? Now, it would kind of work the same way if they do give us a head sculpt, but it's different than this one. It kind of works the same way. So I think either way, that's the end game, Nate. And this figure, I think what they're saying is you get it now because you're not getting it again.
Well, that's the thing, though. I think Danobi 2 and Zach, they talked about this before in their live stream, that it's two packs usually just sit in the sideshows and sites, and this one, since it's a bestseller and it's high, it's like so many, like once it hits some bestsellers, usually there's a bunch of batches of pre-orders coming in, so it's gonna sit for a minute, especially with that price tag. That's how I feel. I think it won't sell out. The one thing I do think is going to sell out is the 245 one. The 245 one might sell out first before. Usually the regular collector edition version of the figures that have that deluxe version or exclusive version option, the exclusive version of the deluxe version usually lasts longer versus the regular version.
Yeah. No doubt. I think at the end of the day, I can see Hot Toys releasing, if they released right now the clean version of Boba Fett, and they have this, and they don't have it with a head sculpt. That if they released it now, I think it doesn't have a head sculpt, and that's how they could release it now. I don't think it doesn't affect this deluxe set pre-order. It doesn't affect the non-deluxe pre-order, because there's going to be collectors that are going to want the clean version, and there's going to be collectors that are going to want the word version. Now, of course, there's going to be collectors who will be like, great, I just wanted the clean version. That's the only one I want. You're always going to have that with something. You can say that with any figure, but I mean, Boba is Boba, right? It's, they have the Empire Strikes. They have that Empire Strikes Back Deluxe 40th anniversary one competing with the vintage color one at the same time. They didn't care.
No,
they both sold. So I think they can absolutely release the clean version of Boba Fett right now to go along with this. They just can't with a head sculpt, because that's where they can hurt this.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree.
They want you to go for this. They want you to move over for this. They're giving you an illusion for choices. There's no illusion.
Yeah. I can see him doing the clean version.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The clean version is happening.
Yeah, right now. I mean, like soon. So without the head sculpt, to obviously to push this one more, because then people will be like, "Oh, this is the only way we're going to get the head sculpt, is going with this one, with the 2-pack." So it's very devious, but it's a good way to get this deluxe one out the door.
Give it all about the gappy stick.
So that's going to go ahead and bring me to the next figure here. Thank you all so much for coming in and joining. See so many people going ahead here and watching online. 88 right now. Thank you all so much. We're having a great old time over here. Please also don't forget, while you're here watching, hit that like button, please. So very much appreciated. And if some of you are on here and haven't yet subscribed to the channel here, the Market Chart Show, please go ahead and do so. I so very much appreciate the support. Yeah, absolutely. Please hit that like button, smash that up, and definitely that subscribe button. I do appreciate it. And I am going to the next figure, but I got to see how to get there. There we go. So Bo-Katan. This is what this shows me, this is selling very, very strong. Number 2, when you sorted out all of Hot Toys, number 3, ahead of it, Scarlet. I mean, you got Boba Fett, you got Scarlet, you got Bo-Katan. I think then you got Vision, and you got the Beskar Mando. So what this shows me here with this Bo-Katan, it's a strong seller, it's a strong release, it's a Mandalorian. Are they going to come out then with another Mandalorian, like for instance the Cosca Reeves? And I think yes, because even when you go down, the Cosca Reeves is not going to perform any less than this Death Watch Mandalorian. Which where is it down here? It's somewhere down here. The Death Watch Mandalorian. I think I might have passed it, but it's going to be at least equal, if not not above with it. There it is, right next to the Dark Trooper. So what do you guys think on that? I mean, if Hot Toys is seeing, look, I put out a Bo-Katan, I put out, a Katie Sackhoff figure with this Mandalorian armor. It's selling just as good as Scarlet and Vision. It's right behind Boba on Star Wars. Let's go ahead and put out. Do we have to wait for Casca Reeves for season 3? Go ahead, Nate. You go first on that one.
Reeves, it's going to be interesting if we ever do see a figure like her, because there's I think there's also licensing issues with getting her likeness into the mix, and we might see her as the Mandalorian figure, right? As a Mandalorian figure, but without the head sculpt. And I know people are going to be, mad about that. Like, yeah, I want the head sculpt, but I don't think we are, because I think there is licensing issues with that, and also the fact that I think Drax is experiencing the same issue, where we haven't seen a Drax in a minute. I think that's another issue. I think it's the whole it's a licensing issue with the head sculpt. But I do see we can get a Mandalorian just alone with no. That is a tough part. There you go. Yeah, the Popsick. Yeah, he just mentioned it right there.
Yeah.
Trying to chorus that up there. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, and you would wonder if Disney would work that out with Vince McMahon, right, or Triple H, whoever's running that now, before she went ahead and gets signed to it. No, I get that. I mean, you would think it'd be something, right, that they could work out, but who knows? And that's a great consideration. So, would they release the figure then without the head sculpt, or kind of wait then until they can work that licensing out?
Well, the thing is, they can. They can, either they want to wait, or they can just drop one, just like Bo-Katan, without the head sculpt.
Yeah.
And so it'll be a glorified Death Watch, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
I mean, they have the Death Watch in it, and that character was in there for like what, 2 seconds in the Mandalorian. So why not?
All right, so that's going to go ahead and bring me to this. I'm going to see if I can pull it up on the screen, and let's see if it shows up on my images here. Yeah. All right, hear me out on this. I brought this up in my last episode. Now, I think this is a stretch. However, think of it from Hot Toys' perspective. We just talked about the Boba Fett. They already have the armor for the Boba Fett, and everybody is talking about they're never going to release this armor again with that Boba Fett from that time. He's cleaned it up. It's over. That's it. However, is this an opportunity for Hot Toys to say, listen, now, this wouldn't be this year. This would be next year after they release the Mandalorian Boba Fett. Could Hot Toys say, we already have the armor. We have the chest plate. We have the helmet. We have this. We have that. So since we already have it made, let's go ahead and release a Cobb Vanth. And I think that some collectors would jump all over this figure, and it would be an opportunity for them to go ahead and reuse some things that they already have with this again. And if this character shows up at all, whether on Tatooine with Boba Fett and Fennec in the Book of Boba Fett, or with Din Djarin looking for help in season 3. So, Mike, what say you?
If he shows up in the Book of Boba Fett, I say they would do it. If not, if we just, we saw him just in season 2, then I don't know, because the head sculpt is the most expensive part, right? That's the part that where the money goes. So I don't know. I say if he shows up again, then yes. But if not, if we only saw him that one time, season 2, then I don't think so. So I guess it depends on if you see his character again or not.
Nate?
I got to just say one thing, though. Cobb Vanth, the actor, I forgot his name, but he's daddy. Yeah, okay, I love the hair. I love the look. He's Daddy Boba, okay? He got it. He's working it, okay?
Listen, you give us the kind of the slender version of this. I mean,
But that's the thing. I don't know. We'll see him.
All right, let me ask you this. Okay, here, let me preface it this way, Nate. if they release this figure after they release the deluxe Boba Fett, does this figure right here, the way you see it on the screen, does this do better or worse than the Death Watch Mandalorian?
I think it'll do better than.
It'll do better. That's my point.
It's Timothy Olyphant. There you go. Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah,
okay. There you go. Now, Timothy Olyphant, I think he'll do better, especially if he does appear in the Book of Boba Fett, because we might see a flashback. Because remember, Boba Fett, he was the thing with Boba Fett's lore. He's always been sort of his honorable character. He has his own code of honor. As long as you do not mess with him or mess with his name, then you're fine. Unless you're a bounty, then he's gonna after you. No questions asked. But Cobb Vanth sounds like he's been on with the Boba Fett armor for a number of years
right
now, and he was using the Boba Fett armor for a number of years in good name of Boba Fett, even though he didn't know it was Boba Fett's armor. And Boba Fett, he most likely knew, because Boba Fett was doing other things at the time when he came out to Sarlacc, and we're probably going to see that progression in Book of Boba Fett, maybe a flashback or something. And we might see Cobb Vanth again with this same armor, just out of a flashback. And if that happens, then booyah, we get the figure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And no, I totally agree. And then this ties into, I see King Zachary said here, it's going to swing back to the MCU by the time these are released. That is a valid point. If the Mandalorian does, let's say season 3 is not as good. And that they have a lot of upcoming content for Marvel now. You've seen the success of WandaVision. And for me, and I think this is a great point, and this could very well happen. I think the other thing that could happen as well, you have to plan, Hot Toys, the company. There's production concerns, capacity, scheduling. There's only so many figures. They're going to have to come out. They're going to come out with Marvel figures. And right now, Star Wars is hot too. So this could be the case. It also could be a case, though, where, let's say that the Obi-Wan series knocks it out of the park and everyone's, saying, oh my God, that's even better than The Mandalorian, or the Ahsoka series, or, any of those. And then the Marvel is coming on strong. Now Hot Toys has an issue with all of these figures. Like, which ones are the priority to put out? Because there's only so much capacity-wise they could do. But I do think, even if this happens, if Star Wars is as hot as it is now, even though this character is only in one episode, but if he shows up again, and the fact of how popular this was, the episode 1, I think that this could still be a priority because it'll sell.
No, I definitely agree. And here's another thing, man. Mandalorians, Boba Fett's, that line of characters are like it's like the Iron Man, Iron Man of Star Wars, and Hot Toys knows it. They mastered the art of the Mandalorian. They mastered it. Everything they put out, Mandalorian, has been a banger, just like the Iron Mans. So they're gonna just keep dropping them, especially the Stormtroopers, especially the Codys, especially the clones. They clones are pretty much just the army version of the Mandalorians. They're just gonna keep dropping, just dropping, because people want army build or want to get the next Boba Fett.
All right, so that's going to bring me here to this Mandalorian with the child. Look, I understand. They've made a quadrillion of these, just like that they're going to make a quadrillion of Ahsoka, okay? But there's also a ton of pre-orders on this figure. And unlike Sideshow, unlike Hasbro, unlike some other lines, there's only a certain amount after pre-orders that Hot Toys is going to make, and that is the end. So how long is this going to sit in stock once it gets released for as hot as it is? And number 2, this is $315. Is this going to hit the $400 tier range? Is it possible, Mike? Your call first.
Yeah, I say once it goes on wait lists. I mean, this is the only version where you get the pram, right? So
Yeah,
I mean
that's
yeah. So right now, so who knows if we get it again? But yeah, obviously it's Mando, so and it's the child, and you had this awesome set with the pram. So I'm not sure when it's going to go on a wait list, because all the other versions you have of it. But once it does, it's going to go. It's going to go close to 400. I say yes. Just take a little time, though.
Nate?
I agree with Mike. It's going to take time because there's going to be more Mandalorians as far as like Din Djarin. And then we got the possible Din Djarin head sculpt to go with the next Mandalorian. So this one, it just depends on the bragging rights again. I got the original Beskar Mando with the child. You know, it will take time. I also, we gotta see if we're gonna get another Mandalorian season 3, because there's talks that it's getting pushed back to fit in the Kenobi and fit in the Book of Boba Fett. So it's like Mike said, it's going to take time because there's so many of these. There are so many of these pre-ordered. I was on the phone with Sideshow the other day, and they told me the number. And I was like, "Good God! Just for pre-orders? Get out of here!"
It's a ton.
Yeah,
and I think that because yes, is this going to be a high $300 tier range figure once it goes on waitlist? Sure, because it's already $315 a deluxe set anyway. So you could kind of go ahead. This is not. I mean, it's the Mandalorian. But I do think it's going to take time. I think what's going to happen when it goes on waitlist, this more than anything else, is it's probably going to propel that OG Mandalorian back to the $400 tier range. What do you think of that? That's what I think is going to happen when that happens. Because now that is the OG one.
You're saying the Beskar version. You're saying the Beskar version is going to push back the OG version.
Sure, kind of just like how how Rex is going to catapult that Commander Cody a little bit, and everything subsequently after that with the Clone Wars, right? Rex and Cody work hand in hand. This works hand in hand. So hey, slept on the OG Mandalorian, have the Beskar one. Beskar one goes on wait list. Let's go get the OG one. The OG one, I think, now goes up a little bit more once that one goes on wait list.
Now, I like the OG because that's the Clint Eastwood Mando.
Oh, I love that
one. Mando right there. You can't say that's the one where Mando was not giving a damn. Like, he was wrecking it. Beskar Mando, he still was good, but the thing is, he was being a dad, so he has more concerns with the kid versus he's always thinking about the kid. Oh my God, I'm thinking about the kid. I leave my jetpack out of nowhere. I keep thinking about the kid. I got a kid on my mind. At least with the Eastwood Mando, yeah, he took care of himself a lot more. Versus, getting with the Beskar Mando, he's always in the front lines trying to protect the kid. And usually he made stupid decisions through the show because he was trying to protect the kid, or he was being a bit more soft. There you go. Beskar Mando got soft.
Well, listen, I agree with Brulio here. I think that the regular version, this is one where the regular version goes on waitlist first.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas with the deluxe Boba Fett, it's going to be that deluxe set's going to go on waitlist first. It's reversed here. But I do agree with the both of you. I think that this will be slow going once it goes. I think that there are a ton of these. There are a ton of pre-orders. But I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done and it levels out, and we're already going to have on, we're going to have the season 2 Mandalorian, then they're going to work on the season 3. And certainly, once we start, once they come out, whenever they do come out with the season 3 of the Mandalorian, and they have another figure for there, and, the season 2 one's long been out, or long, been announced. I think then that Beskar version, this one that you're seeing right here, it will be a very high sought after figure. And with it being $315, when it levels out, $500 tier range. It's too high right here. And it's just like all the Fets. Same thing, but slow going for sure.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the deluxe Mando now is overseas is going for a bit more money than the 315 at the moment. Like I guess the batches are getting lessen and lessen. So depending on how well the batches are or the prices are overseas, then it starts reflecting over here once it starts selling out. Kind of like what happened with the heavy Mando and the.
Well, I mean, I think that they're still selling. I mean, I don't know if any, you're talking about overseas. I mean, aren't they still selling for $500 right now?
Yeah.
It's crazy
overseas. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that this is for forever and a day going to sit in stock at Sideshow once it comes in. And I think once it goes out, that's it. And like you said, Mike, with the Pram, that's the only, and I think this is the only version you're going to get, with the Pram on that.
If Hot Toys does release the second season Daddy Mando, Daddy Lorian, he's only going to have the speeder bike and the satchel of Grogu and no Pram, because the only way to get the Pram is with the deluxe.
Set.
You know what I heard, and I don't know if anyone on the chat knows. I heard that just from one of my viewers the other day, or from some show I was watching, that at Secret Base they don't have the speeder bike anymore. The bike with that season 2 Mando. I mean, did you guys hear about that? That was interesting to me when I heard that they took it away from the display.
Interesting.
You wonder if they changed course.
If that's the case, then the speeder bike could be just for show. Could have been just for show.
Maybe it was just I mean, that's going to be very interesting to see. Yeah, if somebody knows, go ahead and let's see right here. I think that
James,
Secret Base removed the swoop bike. Interesting. You have to wonder if maybe it was just for show, or maybe, when you look at Sideshow here, I don't know what you guys think, but it doesn't look like these quarter scale Mandos are performing really well. I think the first week, I mean, they're way down. They're behind Jawa and the Gonk droid. They're by.
Well, it hasn't that been a thing though? Even the Iron Man quarter scales, aren't on the highs.
I don't think the quarter scale Vader was either.
No, Boba Fett took a while to sell out too.
Hell, you know how many times the quarter scale Boba Fett came back in 2020? I'm like, it was like every week. Yeah. Oh, look at that, another quarter scale Boba Fett. I guess somebody just canceled it. Oh, look at that, another Boba Fett quarter scale. I'm like,
yeah, somebody was mentioning. I was watching something else, and they were mentioning the possibility. Hey, would Hot Toys cancel these? They're so far down on the list. I think it's a viable point, but I don't see that. I think you're right. I think it's the same with a lot of these quarter scale figures at this price. They're just going to be down here. I wouldn't put too much into that, but you have to wonder with that the swoop bike though. But it goes to show you,
the Darth Vader quarter scale, you still can get them for maybe about $100 more than the resale.
That's it.
That's it. That's still decent. That's still decent.
It is decent.
If you hunt, you might still get it for just the resale price alone. So
and that's where I think that this Mandalorian Deluxe with the child is going to go. I think it's going to be the same thing as that quarter scale Vader. I think it's going to, it's going to be slow going. It's 315. It'll go into the low 400s. Okay, or that's where it's going to be initially, and it'll be a slow goer. But it goes to show you, when you guys look at, you're talking about that quarter scale Vader, right?
Yeah,
and
I have right here.
You look at this 2-pack, which is it's close in price, almost $500, and how high this is. Again, going back to it, just saying it's peculiar, folks. Weird. All right. Darth Vader and Boba Fett. So I'm going to say this. You could only put so many Vaders in a cart right now, and there's a limit 1 per customer for this deluxe version of Boba Fett from The Empire Strikes Back. So I do believe, besides IG-11, that it is possible that these 2 figures are the next ones that are going to go on wait list. Of course, I got the Incinerator Trooper looming and the Death Trooper. But Nate, I don't know what you think, but I think that, they reissued that Attack of the Clones Yoda. And I'll tell you guys all who are watching, that one now has entered the $300 tier range on a reissue.
Yeah.
And they're reissuing this Vader. It's going to go right back up to where it was initially. It's going to be between $400 and $500. Same thing with this Boba. That's what I think, Nate.
Oh, absolutely. The thing is, these two guys, before they released the reissues, this is the 40th anniversary brand. It's just a glorified reissue for these two.
Yep.
And they reissued them right after, like, not right after, but a few months after these two sold out, right? And a few months after, maybe half a year into it. And during that time, Boba Fett and Vader, they were going, ESB Vader and Boba Fett, they were going for like 400, 450. And then the reissues came in and they brought those prices down. They brought it down. So once these sell out, it's going to be a minute before we see another Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. I don't think you're even going to see a Return of the Jedi unless they want to do an updated version. But at that time, they're going to be doing Mandalorian Boba Fett. So I don't see a Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. But it's going to be a minute before we see the end-all be-all Return of the Jedi 1/6 scale Vader. That's going to be a minute right after this one. So if you
That's
guys
what I think.
If you guys have not picked up this Vader yet, and you guys want to have the ESB line, which is the most honorable line of not hot toys, but figure lines in general for Star Wars, because that's like the Grail line for most collectors because of that movie. Because Empire Strikes Back is considered the best Star Wars film of all time. So if this Vader is your Vader, is your favorite Vader from the Empire Strikes Back, if you missed this out, then this was your second reissue. Yeah,
and and what I think is going to happen here, you guys both know, they're going to come out with the Obi-Wan series. Hayden Christensen is signed to it. They're certainly going to come out with some type of Darth Vader for that series once that comes out. So I think in that year and a half, 2-year lull, that, anywhere from 12 to 24 months time, this is about to go on waitlist. Then, with that said, this is now the time to give us a 1/6 scale Return of the Jedi Darth Vader. I think that they are absolutely going to announce another Darth Vader this year. But is it possible, Mike? Is it possible that because they re-signed Hayden Christensen, that Disney could be talking to Hot Toys and saying, listen, hold off on that Return of the Jedi one. Go ahead and give us a Revenge of the Sith version of Vader. Give us that Anakin head sculpt from when he was on the hospital bed with the helmet coming on, and to generate excitement about Hayden Christensen being back, and then reissue that. What say you?
I hope not, because I'm waiting for a Return of the Jedi Vader. It seems like forever, but and it's possible. I definitely. Going back to the other question, I think I think Empire Strikes Back Vader isn't going on a wait list very soon. There's new collectors coming every day, right? And it's the only Vader right now that's available. You're not going to go after the 2-pack talking if you're a new collector, right? So this Vader is going to go very soon. But yeah, I can see them delaying the Return of the Jedi Vader. Maybe you've been waiting to the 40th anniversary and going after that, that Hayden Christensen scope with a Revenge of the Sith / Obi-Wan show Vader before the Return of the Jedi Vader. I think you might see the Return of the Jedi Vader for the 40th anniversary, which is, I think, 1 or 2 years away. 2 years away. So that's a good possibility, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we're heading that way.
Yeah, Nate, what is your take on that? I think you might have saw that on my last show. I mean, is it possible we could get a Hayden Christensen, a Revenge of the Sith Darth Vader?
I've been wanting a Revenge of the Sith Vader for a while, but I want to do it right. I would love it if they come out with a DX version of Revenge of the Sith Vader, but it has to be a 2-pack. Like a burned up Anakin Skywalker. Dude, okay, something in the likes of to mirror that of the Bespin Luke Skywalker. DX.
And make it $300, just like the Luke was.
No, that's gonna be 500. That's gonna be 500. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. The Luke was 300. Remember that? Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, that was good times, right?
Effing in chats for the prices.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting indeed. Let's go down. We've already talked.
To answer Big Dog Pound 1, I have 4 Vaders. I have the Sideshow Vader from Return of the Jedi. I have the Rogue One Darth Vader. That was my first Vader of all time, first hot toy. The quarter scale Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi, and then the ESP Vader, which I'm about to pay off. So I have 4 Vaders in total.
You can't have enough Vaders.
No.
Oh, you can't. You can't. You gotta have one for each movie, except for New Hope. You say no to New Hope. You get the Rogue One.
All right, guys. Is it possible that we are going to get this year an announcement from Hot Toys for a Mace Windu? You've got Jango Fett up here on pre-order. You know it's not going to hurt that in any way. And I understand you've got Marvel things that are coming up. You've got more Star Wars content on Disney Plus coming up. You've got production. You've got capacity. You've got this. You've got that. But come on now. Mace Windu. How good would it do, A, if they did announce it? How epic would it be? And how much would it help this Jango Fett? Mike?
I mean, absolutely. It would help Jango 2 times, and plus even Qui-Gon. So are we going to get it this year? I don't know. They teased Padme a couple of years ago, and a couple of other Jedis too. So, and we didn't see a tease of Mace, if I'm correct, right?
No.
There was no tease. So we've seen Padme. We've seen a lot of the Attack of the Clones figures, but I would love to have a Mace, and I think it would definitely help the Jango Fett sell, and obviously the Qui-Gon. But I don't think we'll get one this year, especially with all the Mandalorian stuff coming out and Clone Wars. So I think it's going to take some time for they release one. Okay.
And Nate, what about you? What say you?
One, I got to, come on, man. Jango needs help? Nah, man. Jango Fett.
He doesn't know that. I get it.
He doesn't need help to sell. Come on, get out of here. He's the pinnacle of Mandalorians, other than Boba Fett. But he's the pinnacle of Mandalorians. He's not going to need help. But to answer your question about Mace Windu,
you're right.
I kind of agree with Mike. I don't think we'll see a Mace Windu for Attack of the Clones. Oh, well, not C1 anytime soon. I do see a Revenge of the Sith Mace Windu, which should be the one that Hot Toys needs to be focusing on, is the Mace Windu Revenge of the Sith. Because come on, you want to sell that Revenge of the Sith line when the 20th anniversary. Wait, is it 20th anniversary or 10th anniversary? I forget. The anniversary is coming up for Revenge of the Sith, so I could see a Mace Windu for that versus the Attack of the Clones.
Well, and absolutely, and you see what Foberdud said here. Yeah, he is number one. I agree. Yeah. Jango, and I did say that in my next video. He doesn't need any help. However, you do have to wonder. My point is, you're talking about oversaturation. Okay, you got all the Mando figures. You got all the, you got the Clone Wars figures. You got this figures, and that helps. I think that supports my argument as well. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt Jango Fett. Jango Fett doesn't need help. But if you release Mace, is it really oversaturated? Plus, you're releasing prequel figures. You're releasing Clone Wars figures. Where is Mace? You got to go ahead, and now is the time while it is hot. And then where's Grievous as well? That's not going to hurt anything either. People are not like, I'm not going to get Deluxe Mando because I got to get Grievous.
I don't see a Grievous.
I do.
That's going to be a $1,100 figure right there. Come on,
come on.
It's going to be a
Hulkbuster. Put it together. They could put it in the pieces.
It's going to be a Hulkbuster price. I'm telling you, it's going to be $800. I tell you, $800.
Yeah, they're not going to give you that. Is it size or die cast or both that you're talking about? Give me your thoughts.
Die cast, size, and all 4 arms. Come on, maybe even adding the spinning effect to it.
Well, you put those in pieces inside the art box, right? Like a deluxe set.
The R&D alone, man. The work you got to put in to make that happen.
I mean, Sideshow did it, and I know that figure's not, it's okay, the Sideshow piece, but they did it. So I think Hot Toys can make it happen. I think it's gonna be like between 500 and 600.
Well, without diecast.
Without diecast. Yeah, without diecast. Yeah.
Well, they could pull IG-11. They could pull IG-11.
Let me ask you this now. You're talking about price. Let's say they come out with General Grievous. They announce it next week. Let's just say. Does it go lower than this quarter scale Mandalorian? Or does it go higher because it's Grievous and it's 6 scale? What say you?
I say it's going to go a little higher, maybe 700.
No, I mean on the list here. Even let's say it is $700.
Oh, you mean if it drops and if it's going to go
if they announce it, how bad or good do you think it would do with collectors? Do you think people are going to buy it? Are they going to buy it? Is it going to be up here where this deluxe Boba Fett is? Or is it going to be way down? Or is it going to be somewhere in the middle?
I see the hype train happening in the first few weeks, but then I think it's going to dwindle down because the thing is, not a lot of people like General Grievous because he's just the Revenge of the Sith version. Not people like it. They like the animated version from the original Samurai Jack director from way back when I was like 13 years old when they came out with that show. That was before the actual movie. That was a badass General Grievous. But as far as like a General Grievous in Revenge of the Sith, it's a mixed bag. But the design, though, I think that will help boost in the first few weeks of being top tier. But then it's going to dwindle down pre-orders because I don't think people are going to drop $700 on a forceless Jedi / droid,
Mike, what say you? I mean, that is a good point.
I say top tier. I say it's going to be a good seller. I don't think they'll make a lot. But if it's around 540, 550 in that range, I think it's going to be a top seller. I mean, General Grievous, obviously he's not everyone's favorite character, especially from the movie, from Revenge of the Sith. But like Nate said, the design of the character is amazing.
Yeah, it's the design.
The design is great. But the Sideshow one is going for I can't even find that on eBay anymore. I mean, it's the last time I saw that one was going for like $500-600, and that that's like 5-year-old figure. So I think it would be up there. I say it'd be a top tier seller.
And I think that both of you bring up really, really good arguments. And I think with this figure and why I think it is possible, I think you're both right, meaning that it's going to have a lot of hype the first few weeks. It's going to sell very, very high, but then it's going to dwindle down. But I don't think it's going to dwindle down where you see some of these quarter scale figures right now. I think it goes down somewhere to where the Death Watch Mandalorian is, right around there. And I think it stays there. And I think for a figure of that price, I think it's worth it then for Hot Toys to release that figure. But you got to remember, they're also going to calculate what's that hype train, Nate, once they have the final production photos and everyone's like, look, I don't care if it's $600, $650, $700. Now I must have it.
Now I will say this though, if Hot Toys on this trend where they release the vehicles with these figures as a DX line, I could see that freaking the wheel speeder.
The wheel.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
But the thing is, at that point, the price will be $1,200 with that. The speeder alone is about the price of the damn, because the size of that speeder, that'd be too much. No one's gonna. I could see Grievous being alone, and if they're pushing for die-cast parts with it, it'll probably do better than the quarter scales.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Well, Let me see over here. I think just the last ones, and I think we're going to go ahead. I mean, we've hit over, 91. My goodness. I mean, I'm so. This is so awesome, everybody out there. Thank you so much. I promise to get better with these comments, getting them up there. I am flashing a lot, but please go ahead and hit that like button while you're there. I do appreciate it, and please go ahead and subscribe. If any of you guys have not subscribed to 6 Scale Cantina yet, please go ahead and do so. Really do appreciate that, and thank you. So we're gonna get to some of the last figures over here that I want to go ahead and speak to. So let's just go ahead real quick and end. Is there any with this? I think one of the next figures coming out is this Kylo Ren, and you got this Rey from the Rise of Skywalker. So I've mentioned it a couple of prior videos. I don't like the way this. I don't like the way that this Rey looks, quite frankly, from these promo pictures. To be completely honest, I think that it's a step down for sure. But I looked on, and I put his link in before. If you look at MRC Collection Ventures, he's one of the only ones that I've saw that went to Secret Base and took a video of the prototype of this Rey. It looks like way different than this. I mean, I think just to kind of bring this episode to a conclusion, it was the same thing with that Bo-Katan in some ways. I looked at his video there. I looked at Justin's collection. I think he had the video from Ryan Kirkwood he put up, and I'm looking at these and I'm like, does Hot Toys need a little bit of help with the lighting on some of these? Because when you look at the prototype, they just look better. I mean, that Rey looks better than this Rey. Did you see that, Mike and Nate?
No, I haven't seen it. It's got to be better than this. So, I mean, yeah, I haven't seen it, and I agree though. The prototypes do come out better, and that's a good thing, So, but I'm not sure about this Rey.
If it looks like what I saw in the prototype, it could be a sleeper, because there's most certainly not going to make a whole lot of these.
No.
I mean, this is going to be less. If you think that the heavy, if they didn't make a lot of the heavy infantry Mandalorian, they're not going to make a lot of this, and I don't think they're going to make a whole lot of the Kylo Ren either.
Yeah, and I do want
this is what I'm going to say. I know a lot of collectors that have actually skipped the Rise of Skywalker Rey because of not the head sculpt, but the hair sculpt.
Yeah,
the hair is not the Rey, the original Rey, and the Last Jedi Rey, which is the sought after, which collectors are making it to be the Grail Rey, which is the Last Jedi Rey because of the hairstyle. I'm not a fan of that hairstyle. It looks better on the original Rey, and
yeah.
I might actually.
I got them both. Yeah,
I might actually skip on the Rise of Skywalker Rey because of that damn hair sculpt.
It's gonna depend for me when I see the final production photos. I'm going to be very curious because of what I saw at Secret Base, and I think the Kylo looked great right off the bat, and I think that there was I think Justin's collection had a thing up of him from Secret Base, but I don't think they're going to make a whole lot. But the case in point of those Rise of Skywalker figures, I think it's going to be a very, very, very low batch. And if they do turn out to be really good, if by chance, let's say that Rey, just for whatever they really worked on, and it's better than the previous two Reys, and let's say that this Kylo Ren, this Adam Driver, is better than the Last Jedi one, is it possible that these two figures, and we'll start off with you, Nate, is it possible then that these two figures could be chase figures?
I just gotta say one thing again. You thinking that the Last Jedi Kylo, Daddy Kylo, is gonna be trumped by this head sculpt, the Rise of Skywalker Kylo? You are out of your mind.
It depends on the final.
Out of your mind. Come on, Last Jedi Kylo is the best head sculpt as of right now. Yes,
Mhm.
Let's say it is
that
better,
scope.
or whatever, or let's say it's close, or winds up being better than what you've seen. Then what say you?
Give me a second. Vader's calling me.
Okay. Mike, what? No, go ahead.
If the head sculpt is out of the park, 100% beats out the Last
Out of the
Jedi
park.
Kylo.
Yep.
Out of the park.
Yep.
Kylo will not sit. Like it will sell out real quick. Even
Agreed.
the thing is, the Kylo and Rey from Rise of Skywalker, their pre-orders were low. They were low with the Flame Troopers for a minute. With the Flame Troopers and the Flame Trooper, and then the Jetpack Troopers. There you go. They were low for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, Mike. What do you think about that?
I mean, if there's a low run on them, I think they'd be sought after, but they're not gonna. I don't think I didn't see their updated scope on Rey, but it has to be like a huge improvement because, I mean, for me, the Force Awakenings one is the best one. The two, the two ones we got the one with BB-8. And
it's the best one. Yeah, I think it's the best one.
Yeah, I think it's the best one. So, I mean, this head scope, I mean, it have to really be a massive improvement for it to sell. And again, I think the Kylo is okay. I think it's good. I don't think it's good as the Last Jedi one, but if the Rey is a big improvement, then I think they will both sell together because there's not many Rise of Skywalker figures out there. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling these Rise of Skywalker figures that much.
Neither am I. I think it's going to depend on low quantity.
Yeah. I think the only one I'm picking up is the Kylo Ren because I don't have a Kylo Ren. So I don't even have a Rey. And if I was going to pick up a Rey, I would go and see about getting the Force Awakens Rey.
Yeah, that's great with the deluxe one with the BB-8. I love it. It's on the Rey figure, I think, overall.
So listen, I think we're going to go ahead and I think I'm done serving up Hot Toys talk for this episode. Let's go ahead first, though, before we go ahead and move on a little bit. Nate, tell us a little bit again about Geeking Out, one of my favorite channels. I have his link, guys, in the video description below. Nate, go ahead. Talk about your channel a little bit again.
Aries, I appreciate, as one of my channels being one of your favorites. I do appreciate that it's on that list. Because it's usually like I rarely get invited to live streams and stuff, and like I said, I really enjoy like getting that email. It's like, okay, so let's do this. But Geeking Out, at the moment, I pretty much just talk about the figures I would like to pick up and give my thoughts about how many to get or how many I want to get, and then I usually. On my channel, Geeking Out, I usually do Boston Spy reports where I share my stories about rumors I've been hearing, word of mouth about what's going on. And I know and before I used to do a lot more of the sideshow stuff, like what you're doing now. And you're growing that a lot better than I was because you're putting more time to it than I was doing it. Just pretty much that's what I do. I just talk about Hot Toys, and I do have another channel in the works, but it's more of a more creative version for Hot Toys and doing some original shorts and shows with these figures.
Awesome.
We'll see how that progresses. We're getting some sets done, and it should be a lot of fun when I finally unveil the first few episodes.
Well, go ahead and check Geeking Out. I got the link within the video description below. He's got great content and a really good vibe over there on his channel. And also Mike from the Action Figure Cave, another one of my favorite channels. Mike, real quick, go ahead and plug the channel.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's definitely a fun time. But my channel's been around for about 2 years. I started it with my sons, and so they're a little older now. So I'm taking the host name there. So, but I do cover mostly Star Wars. So I do obviously do Hot Toys, Black Series 2, and the Vintage Collection. And my kids love to collect Vintage Collection, so I do cover that a lot. And we also go on toy hunts. I know we don't find a lot of stuff in Target and Walmart these days, but we do have fun going on toy hunts, and a lot of my followers enjoy those videos. So definitely check us out. But going forward, we're definitely going to be covering a lot more of the 6 scale variety because it's probably right now the most exciting thing for me to collect. So, but again, thank everyone for watching us, and thanks Pete for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, and thank you.
Yeah.
It's really fun, guys. I think we're going to have to do this again. I loved having you
absolutely.
both on. We had some good chemistry here. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, Aries, before we end this up, I know there was a couple questions that were asked towards me as far as like my attire. Okay, everyone has been asking about my hat, my Gundam hat. I wish I could find this Gundam hat again because it was sold at GameStop for a short time and it's sold out within a year, and you can't find this hat anymore. This particular hat is like a GameStop exclusive. Yeah, I want to buy more of these, but I can't find them anymore. So this is a limited edition thing. It hurts me. So I don't have the sites, because even if you go to GameStop and try to find his hat, it's sold out. It's like it's unavailable. And also, thank you guys for complimenting on my display case. Yes, I've been working on it.
It's awesome.
I've been searching up on Facebook on deals on display cases. So that's how I got these things.
Yeah, your guys' displays look great under there. And thank you, everybody, for watching. We hit up to 99 viewers. Maybe we hit 100. I saw the number 99. Wasn't looking at that the whole time. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and do this again here real soon. And
Nate, nice meeting you, Nate.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, first time meeting you. Yeah. Subscribe to your channel. You have a great channel.
Yeah, so, I just saw. When we met up, I just saw the channel. It's like, let me join up because I didn't see you before. I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But yeah, nice meeting you. It was definitely a lot of fun.
Please make sure you guys subscribe to each other. We'll keep this. I really enjoyed this. It's so much fun. Let's go ahead and do it again. I'll certainly look forward to booking another one of these, and this was great. Remember, many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. Had a lot of fun, guys. Nate, take care. Mike, take care. Everybody out there tuning in, take care. We'll see you next time. I'm out.
Yep.
See ya.
Some action figures.
See you guys.
Later.